Hey, there we go. There we go. First show of 2025. Yes, 11 years in the game. 2025. It's our first show. It's Outlaw Radio. New year, new who, right? Okay. It is January, according to the calendar that we go by, and it's time to start a new year. So, more often than not, people are making New Year's resolutions. They're declaring that this will be, a different kind of, it's a new beginning, new year, new me. So we want to talk about this pivotal point, I guess, crossing over into 2025. Let's look at the year like grown-ups. Let's talk about it like grown people. The number is 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. It's Outlaw Radio, new year, new who. If you are just tuning in for the first time, you might say, well, I've heard about this podcast, but what is it about? Well, it is about black people. So what do y'all be talking about? Black people shit. That's what we talk about. And we're going to talk some good black people shit tonight. I guarantee you. I gave you the number, but there's also a chat room that's always very active. Y'all share the show, share the show, share the show. If you like what you hear, please support, please hit like, please hit follow. We have Facebook pages and all kinds of shit. We have we have groups, the People's News Network, and all kinds of supporting individuals who have platforms, and they support us as well. So shout out to them. Too many to name. How y'all doing? It is cold outside. It's January in Wisconsin. Ain't no need on you complaining. Especially if you've been here for a while. You already know what it is around this time of the year. Shout out to those people who suffer from seasonal depression. Like people who, when it gets cold and it gets like this, they feel, their mood is just drastically altered. I'm not one of those people. I understand nature and I understand the cycle of nature, if you will, meaning things, they move on. Time goes on, right? So winter, spring, summer, fall. Winter, spring, summer, fall. When you get old enough, you'll understand it. Shout out to my funk babies, my fellow brothers and sisters who were born in the 1970s. I tell you all the time that you wasn't born free in America until you was born in the 70s. Before that, you like, yeah, I was born in the 70s. We's free. Was up north looking at white women, right? Whatever. Chat room popping off top. Dion, I see you, my brother. I see you. You say, Kev, you on time? What the fuck? Right? Oh, I'm never on time. That's how you do me, Dion? Okay. I hear you. Deion James, it ain't cold. I'm out here moving these trailers. Hey, it's cold. You just a warrior, Deion. Give yourself some credit. Because I don't do the manual labor, and I damn sure don't do it in the cold. So shout out to you. Sonia Thrower, how you doing, my sister? She said, Happy New Year 2025 to all. Hey, we got the witch doctor with us. What's popping with you, my brother? How you doing tonight?
Hey, man, I'm all right, man. How y'all doing out there?
We are well, man. New year, new who? Outlaw Radio.
Hey. How late am I? I ain't that late, am
I mean, you here. That's what matters. Yeah, here now, nigga. What's going on?
Hey.
All I can do is open the door. What you want me to say? Come on in.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I think Dion was saying something about you was on time, and I just tapped in, and I thought I might have been kind of on time, but Dion made me feel real late.
I was early because I was ready. I was ready to talk about 2024.
Okay. That's what it
ready
is.
to talk about where we going. Like I'm excited about this conversation tonight because for us, it's pivotal. So I was ready to go. Now I can Wednesday, I might be late again. So don't hold it against me, right? But hey, we're here tonight. Everybody share the show. It's Outlaw Radio. New year, new who. Okay. Welcome to the show. First of all, I got to say to my brother, we were off. You know, I tend to just respect holidays from a family perspective and say, man, we ain't doing nothing. Y'all do, right? So how was your holiday?
Man, it was good. You know, it was my birthday, so I was kicked back, man. We down in Bronson, Missouri. It was relaxing. It was beautiful out there. You know what I'm saying? I got a chance to rest. I got to kick back and not have to think about nothing. You know, I love them moments. So that's what it was all about. You know what I'm saying? I brought the new year in with peace.
There you go. Kamar, I was up watching movies with my daughter, and when I didn't even know when it was New Year. She went to the door. She heard the gunshot. She was listening to fireworks. I literally 15 minutes later went to sleep and didn't wake up until next day. I'm officially washed, as these young kids say.
Man,
I was asleep. It was nothing exciting.
It ain't all this cracked up to be no more, man.
No, man.
The party must end at some point.
But it was dope because we watched. We were listening to music. Her and that's one of our. When my daughter and I, that's one of the things we connect on. So it was all in all, it was a great New Year's. Right. Let me get the chat room. Shout out to Sonia Thrower. She said, "Try born in 1965." Yes, 414 Milwaukee 65. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to are they boomers? Are they baby boomers? Or yeah, I think they're baby boomers. No, they the baby boomers. Shabaka St. Core, he says, greetings from Sin City. The regime will be in power in a couple weeks. Yes, sir. John Fletcher, what's going on, man? He said, what's going on, family? The revolution will not be televised. Let's go. Hey, man, maybe it will if you watch us on YouTube. If you tune into our
Hey, you know what? Everybody keep hitting me up with that, though. Like, hey, the new regime about to start. New people about to be in office, man. They about to be. Like, what I'm supposed to say.
Hey, man.
You know what I mean? What I'm supposed to say, Kev?
Hey, you better be ready.
I don't know what the answer. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I got to continue on with my days, but like, and they say it like I'm supposed to get scared or something. You know what I mean? I'm the type, I ain't finna worry about shit until it happens. I worry about that shit when it happens if something's gonna happen.
But to their defense. To their defense, Kamar, there is a lot of uncertainty. Like, people realistically don't know what to expect. They don't know what's about to come, right? So I can hear them when they say that to me. Like, man, you better be. I look at it like, well, we've been here through who, what, when, how, where. Like, I tend to think black people will be okay, but that's just, well, as okay as we can be. Like, some people out there might say, we ain't okay right now. But, I'm a glass half full type of brother, not a glass half empty type. Give me a sec. Come on, let me get the chat room. John Fletcher, let me see. Earl Henning, great day, my brother. Love us. Chocolate milk. Shout out to you, Earl Henning. Happy birthday, bro. He's saying happy birthday to you, Kamar. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced is looking for another platform. We're also having internal problems as well. Hit me up, Shabaka, after the show. We'll talk about it. Hit me up after the show.
You gonna use StreamYard?
Well, I don't know. That's why I said hit me up. I don't know what, he said platform, and he said internal problems. That sounds like some shit we got to talk about off the air, right? Joey Phillips, big bro, what it do? He said, what's up, Outlaw? Peace, love, happy New Year's. Yes, sir, my brother. Yes, sir. Much love to Joey Phillips, big bro. Juan Mac Jones, he says, shout out, brothers and listening community. What's up, Juan? Man, you gotta, when is the blues thing on, man? I haven't seen it, man. You gotta put it up there so I could see it. Dion said, fuck them, they should have voted. He's talking about the people that are worried. One might say that, right? One might say that, Dion. One might say that they should have voted. John Fletcher said, prepare for chaos is getting ready to get wild. Well, look here, just to kick the show off, let's even start right there. Because first of all, rest in peace and condolences to the family of the 70-year-old sister from the community who lost her life via hit and run. It's all in the People's News Network. I just want to just recognize that because that was tragic. But we brought this year also in with a tragedy in New Orleans, in which I believe 15 people are dead, where an individual chose to drive a truck into a gathering of people on Bourbon Street, which is the center of the cultural center of New Orleans. And we can get into that, but I wanted to acknowledge those two things to bring the new year in. We just first before it wasn't no Cat Williams this year. First thing we got was somebody tell me, lace me up. Who is he a brother that was raised as a Muslim? He has a Muslim name. Shamsu Din Jabba. I'm laughing because I can't say the name. Is he of Arab descent? Because this can play into this narrative of you have to get rid of the immigrants. See, like when we talk about the chaos to come is going to be an elevated level of racism in terms of, and this is going to be a different kind of racism because it'll be the black racism as usual, but this time it'll be anti-immigrant as well. And with the energy that Trump brings to that, you're going to notice, just watch this thing play out. They are going to be on fire. It's going to be, I hate to say it, it's going to be some new niggas. I hate to say it, but this is what's about to happen. So I think that's something people are uncertain about, but also with Trump, economically, we don't know what he's going to do. We don't know if all these trade agreements and these all these business things, these economic things globally, right? We don't know what he's going to do. But it's like that with any president incoming. I don't know if I've ever went into like, thinking, oh, everything's all good now because he got or she got elected. I'm just saying. I understand the people being uncertain. Juan Mac, he said, respect, bro. Hopefully soon back in stride again. Yeah, man. Juan, if I had a network, man, I'd have a blues show for Juan. He was jamming, had me in the garage singing. Dion said, yes, man, that was sad. That lady was killed. He's acknowledging the 70-year-old who was murdered. I say murdered because they hit and run. That's murder. Earl Henny, he said you don't properly hook up the bomb so they can detonate. Okay. You didn't properly hook up the bomb so they can detonate. Okay. Shabaka said motherfucker blows up Tesla Mobile in Las Vegas. Tesla Mobile. The bastard blew his brains out before he blew up the Tesla. The regime will be using this shit to declare martial law. Where's the Tesla man from? Musk is from South Africa. Right. Them South Africans. He from there. He's a cold-blooded one. But yeah, man, that started the year off. I said new year, new you, because people tend to make New Year's resolutions, Kamar. And I want to say I didn't want to do a year in review show. Like I didn't want to say let's take a look back at 2024. I wanted to move on from 2024. I wanted to say let's look at what 2025 is about to be, right? I didn't want to. It's kind of like we never really get into we've done year in review shows before, but this year I just like let's just leave 2024. I think it was a pivotal, a crazy year to be alive. But let's leave it there. What you think about that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was wild, but you know what I mean? Like as every year, you know what I mean? We got to let the past be the past. Or when you do look back at the different stuff that you may have done wrong, different stuff that you could have done better. You know what I'm saying? And then look forward to doing them right this time around, this year. You know what I mean? But I'm like you know what I mean? I don't really like dwelling on the past so much, but I like to learn from the past.
Yeah, and okay, so I guess to be more specific, first of all, I want to keep up with the chat room because I always lose track. Because a lot of times they be putting me up on that. So Juan Mac, okay, we'll start with him. He said, very sad for the families of all that have lost their lives. Absolutely, condolences. Shabaka said Mus is a Boer, not an African. Well, yeah, I call him South African though. Okay, Boer. Yeah, you're right. I just lump them together. He's from South Africa. John Fletcher said he was the terrorist. Can we call him a terrorist who drove we had an ISIS flag on the bumper of the truck, right? Like what? And he had said via social media some strange things, and he said he was inspired by the terrorist organization ISIS. He said he was from here, a military vet. They say he suffered from PTSD. Okay, but I want to know: was he black, a black Muslim, or was he, of Arab descent? I just want to know, just for my own personal files, if anybody can find that information. Because judging from his name, I thought immediately, okay, he's a Muslim, but I didn't know because there are Muslims who are, from those countries, and then there's black people here who have generations of being raised Muslim. So I just want to know. Shabaka says, check out Miriam Makeba. In regards to what? Oh, South Africa. Shishi Lynette said, feels like deja vu, Trump coming back to cause havoc. And she said, hey, outlaws. Okay, so that catches us up. Okay, so Kamar, I was saying, and shout out to y'all, we're going to get into a bunch of different things, but I wanted to do a thing where I said things that I want to leave in 2024. Meaning I don't want to see them continue. And just kind of like trends and fads and what, things like that. So here's my number. They're in no particular order, but I just want to give some. And if you got some, please chime in by all means. If you're in the chat room, chime in. If you feel so, call in. The phone should be working. Okay, it should be working. So the first thing I want to leave in 2024, Kamar, is GOAT debates. I hate when individuals waste time talking about who's the GOAT in anything. Be it basketball, be it hip hop, be it movies, because I think people lose sight of the fact that your opinions are your opinions, right?
That's it, right?
And they're so subjective, right?
Yeah.
And so we see these discussions a lot of times get to the point where it's like, stop. You're not on the team, right? Like, I don't care if you wear the jersey or the whole outfit on game day. You're not on the team. It's not that serious. I just want you to just GOAT debates. It's cool. If we can have this conversation and I say, Kamar, here go my top 5 rappers. And you say, okay, give them to me. And then you say, well, Kev, here go mine. And between that conversation, you say, man, I wasn't even thinking about this. And then we can just expand on who probably should be in the top 5 that we didn't put in, right?
Right.
is a conversation that develops. Not
instead,
you are.
Instead of telling
with me
bitch ass nigga, Tupac ain't the best.
It's like, oh, stop. No more GOAT debates. Let's have discussions about who our favorites are. Let's rename that. Number 2.
Hey, look, or you get
go ahead.
I was gonna say, or you get a motherfucker to talk about Eminem and then it turn into a race thing.
It extends itself. No more GOAT debates.
Right.
No more GOAT debates, man. Come on. We're gonna label you on that. I could dig that. We're gonna label you childish if we see you doing that. We're gonna name you childish. Another thing, gender war. I absolutely am disgusted by the way men and women go at each other in terms of who's to blame for the dysfunction between men and women. I don't know why we can't amicably agree that both sides fuck up. It's give and take. It's ebb and flow. It's peaks and valleys, all that good shit. It's not all men ain't bad and all women ain't bad. All men ain't bums. All women ain't hoes. Conversation solved. If you've gone through a traumatic situation with an individual in a relationship and it affects you to the point where you're now jaded, you need to remember that before you offer your opinion up to people, because you're jaded, you're one-sided, you're biased, you're speaking from your experience and your perspective, and it's not really going to help anybody because there's no flexibility in it in terms of understanding. No more gender wars. No more I'm a man, but I can play girl sports if I say I'm a girl. No more of that. That across the board should be discontinued. It's not even, that's not even what sports is about. If you've ever played or watched or participated in a sport, that is not what it's about. Oh, I can't beat you and you a woman, I go get a man. Let's see if you can outbox him. No. No more gender wars. No more gender confusion. No more making up shit, pronouns and letters and all this kind of shit about man and woman. Let's leave that in 2024. Also, black division. And I'm saying, because I know black people will never totally get along, but can we be mature enough to sometimes solve things in-house instead of taking it outside? Can we learn to really talk to each other and communicate with each other so some shit don't even happen? Like, we don't disagree. We don't have different enemies. We are not our own enemies. I'm not your enemy. So why are we divided? Why we get mad at each other because some of us don't agree with some of us? Okay? That's something I want to leave in 2024. Also, Kamar, this might be the old crotchety, angry, bitter man in me. I don't want to see no more dance videos. I hate people. I'm sorry, I don't hate the people who do it, but I hate it. I hate dance videos. I hate short videos where like 4 people be doing this. Like, I'm so annoyed by them. Are those TikTok videos? Like,
I'm annoyed by the people. I'm annoyed by the people that can't do it. The people that do it, that's lazy with it. Like, why the fuck I want to watch that? I mean, and I don't mind people that do it and they really dancing. Like, you know, they do this for a living. They like the what's the Jabberwockies and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I seen some Africans, right? And they really, you could tell they really put work into it, thought and all that shit. They ain't just all right, it's over. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm with you on that, man. All that dumb shit that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, all them type videos can go.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm partially salty because a lot of them videos get way more views than anything I do.
Straight up.
It's like 1.5 million. I'm like, we actually talked about the coming election and the benefits or the losses that we could take as a community. Nobody gives a shit. They want to see somebody go.
Hey, we actually had the chairman, Fred Hampton, on this motherfucker.
Fred Hampton Jr. has been on. So many people have been on here that I'm like, I'm salty when I see somebody. And I know y'all having fun. Y'all go ahead and have y'all fun. I just like to see that trend die down. And the next one is similar to that, in which it is social media avatars. And I'm speaking not from a literal perspective, but from more like a metaphorical perspective, because I feel like people establish fake personalities on social media. And I see the front that you put on. Have you ever seen somebody who you absolutely know is a dirt dabbler, but they got the most self-righteous platform on Facebook, and you be like, really? I just saw you a week ago.
You praying on the community. You ain't praying for the community.
What are you doing? Jeff Crape, how you doing, my brother? He said, born on Beaumont, grew up in Houston. Who we talking about, Jeff? Shout out to you down in Texas, Jeff. Shout out to you. He's neighborhood as well. Sonia Thor said, this year I'm doing me. Thank God I made it and will be the big 60. Ooh, I hope I make it to 60. Yeah, do you. You earn the right. Once you hit 60, it's like, man, fuck them kids.
Now.
Yeah.
You know, I was I was
Yeah.
asked, how do I feel being 50? Right? And I thought
Yeah.
about it. I thought about how I feel. I feel when I get up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Mentally, how do I think and all that? You know what I mean? I said, well, I think I feel pretty good. You know what I mean? I feel pretty good. And I start thinking about a lot of the people who I know who grew up with me and they done turned 50 and they don't look, you know what I mean? It ain't all the same. A lot of people got different types of issues they dealing with and mentally and physically, you know what I'm saying? I thought about it. I'm like, shit, actually, I feel damn good. Matter of fact, I'm probably finna start working out just because I can.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? And that
oh,
whole thing came across me. You know what I mean? And I really did get started with it, though. I ain't saying it's a New Year's resolution or nothing, but that was just the feeling that I had and the thought.
hey man, get
Like,
your
yeah,
swole on, man.
I
Get your
can.
swole on.
You know what I'm saying? Just we got to keep these bodies moving, man. That's how we stay young. Keep the bodies moving.
Absolutely. What they say, well, health and wellness. What do they say about it? Wellness is everything, something like that. Can't remember it. John Fletcher, he said that's the one that blew up the Tesla trying to find out about the guy. He said he's trying to find out about the guy in New Orleans. Or so I don't know. I'm unclear on your statement. You know what? Shishi Lynette, I totally agree. Baby hair. If we can leave baby hair and eyelashes in 2024, and I'm not a female and I don't tell women, you know what I mean, what to do in terms of their looks or whatnot, but I want them to know like men don't actually choose their mates based on their eyelashes or their baby hair.
Right.
And if you're an older woman, why do you have baby hair? But
No man in the history of mandom has ever said, baby, you look good, but you will be fine as a motherfucker if you just put some big ass eyelashes on your face.
Man, there we go. You're a dime. And you got them big eyelashes. I've never heard a man say, did you see that girl eyelashes? Wow. And then I found out though that the baby hair, a lot of it, and this is me just not being a caveman, not knowing, is glued down. It's like part of the wig, but it's like more reinforcement to hold the wig on. I don't know, but then it gets dry and the gel is white. It looks disgusting.
I wish we could leave that whole prostitute culture in 24. That whole sexy red culture. I wish we could leave that in 24. That obnoxious ass culture.
Ratchet. You want to leave ratchet?
Ratchetly obnoxious. Or obnoxiously ratchet. How about that?
Come on, I might want to keep a little ratchetness though, man.
Little ratchet is cool, man, but goddamn. We don't need to know about your brown booty hole and all that.
No. You're right. But yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
let's leave some of that shit. That's cool. A little bit is cool. You know what I mean?
A sprinkling here and there. Shabaka said Clarissa Shields is the greatest. She's the greatest woman. I think you mean the greatest woman athlete. She can't be the greatest woman.
Hey, you know, I just watched that movie. I just watched the movie about her, and it didn't dawn. I'm watching, and it didn't dawn on me. Like, wait a minute, this Papoose girlfriend.
Yeah, his new one, right?
He came up. Came up.
Or you gonna get beat up. Better be careful.
Well, you ain't got to worry about nobody fucking with him too much.
You better not fuck with her.
He's gonna do that. He ain't that kind of guy.
Well, they say undercover he's really a dirt dabbler, Kamara. I don't know. They say he put on the face, but he's Brooklyn. Where's he from? Queens. Where's he from? Brooklyn.
It ain't been who verified it.
She said it.
Who? Remy.
Remy said it. She said it in many different
figures. Yeah.
And if you wait into the podverse, of course, on YouTube, there's a million things. You can check it out.
Yeah, I mean, he figures.
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know the nigga personally, you know. Yeah. Sonya Thor said her top 5 old school. I got a top 5 old school. I just don't want to argue about it. Like if you say, hey, Kevin, because you can't tell me, I tell you who the greatest of all times is at anything. Because I guarantee you I got a different opinion. And if I do, then what happens? Now we ain't friends no more.
And then another thing, everybody got different reasons why they feel like they feel too.
Yeah, man.
Like you say, who's the best rapper? Some people you go by sales. Some people will go off of emotion when they rap. You know what I mean? There's so many different things to judge off
of. Generations too. It's different times. If you was born when a certain thing was out. You know what I mean? She said I was gonna say gender war. Okay, so you agree with me on that, She Lynette. Ewok said, "Told you I was watching." Ewok, I know you always in the background creeping somewhere. Then you jump on the jack with us. By the way, that number is 262-202-5131. New year, new who, right? Once again, we'll talk about resolutions.
You know, I wish we could just go back to you either a boy or a girl.
Gender wars.
I wish we could just go back to that. Just simple.
That's what I was trying. That's what I was kind of trying to say. Like, let's not complicate something that shouldn't be complicated.
Yeah. Why we can't just be a boy or a girl?
And you don't know how to talk to people no more.
A boy that likes to act, that want to act like a girl, or a girl that want to act like a boy. I mean,
but you don't even know how to talk to people no more. You can't say, "Hey, how you doing, miss?" Well, I'm not a miss. You know, my pronouns and all this shit. Like, what? Hold the fuck on. Like, you're confusing me. Sonya Thor agrees. She said you was born a boy or a girl. Earl Henny said, "If you got a dick, you a man, sir." Lord, the language. Bottom line. She said, "Stop. You know you like seeing me dance." Oh, I was talking about. Oh yeah, she does the dance. I know. I'm sorry. I don't. I hate dance videos. I fast forward them all. As soon as I see you do your first move, like I be out. I don't do no dance videos. They annoy me. Sorry. She said, "You know they ain't going on." I know. That's why I said that's the old grouchy old man that I'm from. I'm from the 90s. We didn't do dance videos, right? Like dudes, especially.
I don't mind them when they know how to dance.
I don't like it. I don't even care if it's choreographed. I'd be like, no. Like old 40s tap dancers. I'd be like, no. I don't like musicals, like movies that are musicals. I'd be like, why are you singing? This is dumb. I don't want to see it. So that's just. I told you I'm just old and grouchy, Kamar. Albert Bell, shout out to Albert Bell. He said, hold on, he said, "I'm pressing the community." Oh shit. What you gonna do to press the people, man? Albert, what you gonna do? She said GoFundMe requests. If that's for, I don't know, not for dancing. You ain't gonna get no dance video. Said facts. 2 grams a day keeps the shakes away, Albert says. Okay. Albert always comment in the chat room one word at a time, like 5 different posts in a row, and be like one sentence. So sometimes I get lost trying to read his shit. He won't put it all on one. He'll put it all on different posts. Sonya Thor, she said, when I come home, I would like to meet you all. My mind is so busy trying to work on ways to interact with the people in the community with Outlaw Radio and the people who support us to be somewhere live and do a show. I'm very busy on that. I'm trying to find the right venue. I've discovered certain people don't welcome Outlaw Radio because of the reality of our messages. But I don't want people to think we can't come somewhere and act civilized. We do the do on here because this is Outlaw Radio. Like, you think we're gonna come into a place full of people like fuck this and fuck that?
We know how to jump through the hoops.
Yeah, you know.
We just don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna coon out her.
But you can catch me at the Sherman Phoenix at the House of Vitality Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7. With all your wellness products, boost your immune system up real good while you're here. That's where you find me Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7 at the House of Vitality inside the Sherman Phoenix.
Yeah, you got to inbox me. Maybe I'll come up there and sit in front of the store and sit in the chair and talk. Like, I'm hard to find. Seldom seen. I'm gonna tell you for real. Like, I don't even. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even, like, I'm not a celebrity. I don't try to be. Like, I don't even take this as. You know, that's why one of the things on my list was these social media avatars. I'm not one way on here. like as a person, as a human, like who I am, and then one way totally different off the air. Of course, this shit on here, you don't tell your business on here. But I'm just saying, I don't get my ego boost from social media. I don't look at Outlaw Radio and be like, oh, I'm the man. Oh, I'm special. I just look at it, you're just another nigga talking. You're just another nigga with a microphone. So I want to leave that in 2024 because I know a lot of people, they get caught up and lost in the social media shit and start trying to be the person that they are online, and it doesn't work out in reality. I think we've lost sight of the fact of the part of the social media that's built for entertainment. There is some news. There's a passing of information. It has sped up news cycles, but there is an entertainment part of it too, where there's clickbait, all kinds of false leads, and all kinds of places that have fake newspapers and all this kind of shit. There's a lot of that. So be aware. Earl Henny said, nigga that don't take care of the children that they have. You want to leave that in 2024. Deadbeat dads. Okay. It'd be nice. It'd be nice, but that's wishful thinking. Wherever somebody having a baby, it's the dude who be like, I'm out. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. Sonya Thrower said they went too far with the body hair. Is that body hair? She said, and the long eyelashes. Baby hair. I think she said baby hair, but is that a B or a D? I'm blind, y'all. I can't see. I'm old. I think they've gone too far with it. I think that, but see, I don't want to say that because that knocks somebody's hustle too. Because there's a sister somewhere who makes her money off doing them lashes, right? And if I'm saying that, then she gonna be like, dude, what the fuck? Like I'm taking care of my kids with this shit. So I just don't want it, it's not something that men have ever really thought about. With the lashes, the baby hair too is just like, well, I don't know. I can't do that. Just to even see a grown woman with baby hair is kind of pedophilish. To a certain extent, it's like, I don't want you to look like a little girl in no way. With baby hair? Come on, like, no. That's just me, y'all. That's just me. She said the makeup videos. Leave that in 2024. The makeup videos where people are taking off makeup and they look like one thing, and then that's that avatar shit I'm talking about.
The catfish videos. Showing you the catfish. You know what? To that note, right? Like women do that. And a lot of men, again, the type of men who I feel like are good men who don't like that shit, and they say they don't like it or whatever, and women don't listen to it, right? But then when they get a man, and like I said, men really don't like that shit. Now that could be a reason why a lot of the time that could be the reason a lot of the time they would meet somebody that won't stick around, that like other women. You know what I mean? You don't even who we like. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you got your face made up, like I like you tonight, but then tomorrow when we hanging out and you ain't got your face made up, you know what I mean? You somebody completely different. Like subconsciously, I'm gonna start developing different feelings about you.
I believe
that's me though.
No, I believe that there's an extreme usage of it, Kamar, and that warrants you to say something. Hey, baby, but once again, I don't tell women what to do with themselves.
Oh, we ain't doing that. We talking about what we like.
But right, no, I'm saying, and some don't get me wrong. Some cats like that though, Kamar. There's some brothers who like that.
Yeah, you're right. It is. You know what I mean? It is. But you know what I mean? That's why I say the brothers that I know when we talk about what we like. We do have the right to talk about what we like. I feel like this is a part of communication. Right?
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny is, and I don't know if you've ever been through this, but have you ever been somewhere and seen a female and she didn't have on makeup and you said, man, she should put some makeup on, something like she out here looking like, Ving Rhames. Like, I've thought that before. So I'm just me telling the truth. Like,
I ain't never thought
get makeup. Some of y'all should hide. Like,
somebody for everybody.
It is, man. I know.
It really is. It really is. You know what I mean? Confidence, a lot of the time, confidence will make you look a lot better. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And
Confidence is a lot.
know the difference between the two. Because if you meet a brother like me and he looks at you funny, and then when you see him with some makeup on, he'd be like, "Oh, you look good." He'd be like, "I'm the same motherfucker, right?" Like I just, yeah, I just put these
And then,
big ass glasses.
a lot of the arguments be like, they be going, they go for it, they be going, well, you know what I mean? They may like certain shit. Niggas like shit for the night, but it may
Yeah,
not be something that they want to spend their life with. You know what I'm saying? Which is the problem that they have. Finding a man that may want to spend their life with them. But all along, like I said, you know what I mean? Men talk about what we like. They just don't want to hear it. They tell us you can't tell us how to dress.
yeah. You know
Well,
what I
who you
want?
do it for then? You know what I'm saying? Some will say women do stuff like that to compete with each other. I would think
Dang,
in
man.
some situations that could be another one. You know what I'm saying? On why it could be like that.
They should though. They
Compete with
should.
each other.
I mean, not well. Hold on. Let me explain this. Not on the level. Well, hold on. Not on a level where it is like a competition, like
Right.
there's a prize. And I think men are the same way because listen, you out here trying to be the best you can be, right?
Ain't nothing
And
wrong with that.
you want to be an example, right? Like, so hear me out. In the community, I want to be an example of a man, a brother, a good brother, right? So I'm put pressure on myself to, hey, do well. Like you should be doing well. And there are some brothers that I could say, shit, I'm not him, right? Like I'm trying. It's like it is a competition. It's kind of like, what do they call it? Subconsciously. Well, no, I'm trying to bubble up too. I'm trying to be out here with my lady looking good, representing with my family, providing. Yeah, I'm doing that shit too. Like it's kind of that. And I think for women, it's like, no, hey, we all out here for something. I'm trying to be the best at whatever it is. So I just think there's a subliminal, competition. Your hair should be done good. And you should be able to look in somebody else in the club and be like, see, her shit fucked up. She ain't even taken care of. I get my shit done by the pro. Like it, but it shouldn't make her judge that person. I'm trying to come on. I'm trying my best to explain how to be shallow, right? Like just I'm trying my best. You're not making this easy on me. Dion, I keep missing your call. No, I missed his call earlier because I was talking. We were conversing. But okay, so one more thing. There's another thing that I want to leave in 2024, and this is for all my podverse people who look at YouTube and keep up with all these. Like I know figures and shows on YouTube, on all these podcasts I watch, and there's beef, and there's from Whack 100 to Charleston White to Cam and Mace and Gilly and Wallow and no jumper. Like I watch all this shit, right? And one thing I want OGs in the podverse to stop beefing with each other on some crash out type shit. Like I beat your ass and motherfucker punk ass nigga. I'm still a gangster. I'm still out here. I'm still. I want them to. I want to lead that in 2024. I want the OGs to lead. I want the brothers that's really about this shit that really have something to say. Some messages, some information, some entertainment, some great interviews, some artists, some organizations. I want them to lead. I don't want them to act like the children. I don't want them to be talking about, yeah, you still got beef with who? What? You somewhere arguing? You 50. I want us to lead. I feel like if we lead, the game wouldn't be as fractured as it is. If black men led more, we just take that initiative off top. Hey, man, I'm a leader. Certain shit I'm not going to entertain but I get it. You want clicks, you want likes, you want follows. I get that. And that's the game you play with social media and trying to create content. But I just want that let's change it into something else. It's like we referred to earlier about the gender wars that we talked about with the GOAT debates. Let's reframe that and make it less, I don't know, aggressive. Like it shouldn't end up in fisticuffs. Ain't no way at this age I shouldn't have not learned how to negotiate by now. Like, why am I wrestling in Mayfair with somebody? Why do I have on tight pants? Why do I have on glitter t-shirts? I'm 50. I should be the elder statesman. I should be, laced at all times, ready, gamed up, ready to I can work my way out of any situation, in and out. We sucker free. I thought that was the whole mantra and the whole goal of surviving all the shit we went through, so we can be OGs and be smooth and be like, nah, youngster. You know, it's just like when we were young, how the OGs used to tell us, yeah, man, young dog, let me tell you something, man. You got to get that shit together. You got to do it right. This how I did. Like, they gave you game. They was old. They wasn't trying to be out here wrestling with us. So I want to leave that bullshit in 2024. And I put and snitching as well, because I'm not like a street dude talking about don't snitch, this, that, and the third. But I don't like when people in social media do some shit with somebody years ago and then come back now and snitch on the motherfucker for clicks and follows and likes. Oh, he used to do it. So-and-so drops bombshells on so-and-so. Why you telling all the secrets? Yeah, see, and I be watching, man. These dudes get on here and go play for play, Kamar. They tell who your family was, what street you was on. You be like, oh, I didn't even know all of this. Let's leave that behind too, man. Stop doing that to people. If y'all got something that y'all want to leave in 2024, please put it in the chat room. Let me see. Sheila Net is saying, have a skin regimen, light makeup to enhance their beauty, but not too much. Yeah, I can't even get into the details of that because I don't even pretend to look. I don't tell my wife what to wear. I don't put on no makeup. Whatever she do, except for just lipstick, I don't like, I don't like lipstick on her. I don't think she needs it, but she'll tell me quick too. Don't tell me what to do. So I shut my ass up. So I don't tell you. You like your woman to look how you like her to look. And if you like her to put on some makeup and all that, get you one who's willing to do that. Don't get one who won't do it and try to make her do it. Like, oh no, you got to put on makeup. You want me? No, you should have got somebody who like makeup. That's one of your choosing points.
And that's a problem too. That's a problem too with a lot of niggas. A lot of niggas don't even know what they like.
Okay, I can understand.
You know what I mean? A motherfucker would accept whatever come a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Without trying to figure out what's right for them.
Yeah, what is it they say? If you can't love the one you won't, love who you with. Right? Like, so.
Love who you can get.
Well, yeah, man. Hey, man, listen. Listen. You're totally correct, but that's why I said I think gender wars are just even the discussion of it is men do this and women do that, and instead of trying to gain an understanding. Now I understand if women say, why do men do this or that? I don't like when they women, bitches, the niggas, and I don't like when men do it either, because all women don't do the shit you talking about. And maybe it's your fault she did it. You don't never know. Let's leave it in 2024. She said she watched old shows. Are you talking about what? Oh, you watch old Outlaw radio shows? Now that's crazy. I don't know if you're talking about that. If you are, woo, what a roller coaster. We have like almost 400 shows, Kamar. You realize that? Like there's a lot of Outlaw radio shows over these last, now going on 11 years this month. 11 years. I started in January of 2024. Yeah, 2024. I'm sorry, January of 2014. So yeah, but it's a lot of shows on YouTube, on Facebook. If there ever is a point where we get recognized, our category, our catalog is going to be super, super deep. It's like, dude, there's hundreds of shows. Ewok in the chat room, he said, lead a money grab, fake rape shit there. This shit finna become a major issue. He said the fake money grab rape shit, leave that in 2024. That's controversial because what was 2024 known as? The year where everybody got put on blast, right? And rape and sexual harassment, sexual assault, that shit shot through the roof. I don't even have a specific statistical breakdown, but it was just more accusations, some valid and some not valid, to be honest, Kamar. Some of them are a money grab. Now, I can't imagine the type of person that does this as a money grab. That's some slime ball shit. Because I would, but I do understand if somebody has millions of dollars, I understand why they do it. I'm saying I don't endorse it. I'm just saying I understand why they say shit. Dude got millions, and I'm sitting here broke. Yeah, he raped me too. Like it's wild. But yeah, we can leave that. Let's not weaponize because there are people who are actually victims. That's my issue with it. Every time you weaponize it like that as a money grab, you take credibility away from, and you also are part of the reason why people who go through this stuff say, well, I didn't want to tell because I knew nobody would believe me or because I was doing this or that. But no, that's what I'm saying. That's that cry wolf shit, But shout out to the people who have utilized with this whole new movement to say, hey, no, I'm about to name this dude who assaulted me or raped me but sometimes it just be like, nah, that's not it though. You know what I'm saying? So I want to leave that. I want to leave that behind too, man. I want to leave that in 2024. Once again, though, shout out to people who have actually been victimized, but you can't just pop in on this shit because you think you finna earn some money. And then your shit gets thrown out anyways. This whole thing with Jay-Z, I believe this case is kind of falling apart. That's the perfect example of it. Like when somebody got real lawyers, and don't forget, perjury is a crime too. Your ass can get locked up. You get up on that stand and get crossed up. But once again, if somebody did that to you, yeah, I can understand why you would come out in 2024. It's like, okay, I feel safer. Juice Lady popped in. She's on Dairy Queen and some shit. What's popping? You giving reviews, food reviews? What's wrong?
My son wanted to come to Chili's, wanted to get himself some food. So here we are at Chili's, and I was like, I got a meeting. I'm supposed to be on the podcast. You're like, what do you do it at the restaurant? But you really can't because we eating and we're chatting and we're
right. I don't even know why. I would have just been like, I ain't gonna be on the show tonight. We had Chili's.
Because everybody ain't seen me in a long time, so I felt like I wanted to pop in. They're like, hey, there she go, and then I pop back out.
That's kind of egotistical. That's kind of egotistical. It's all
they're like, oh, there goes Juice the lady. There she go. All right, she's finna get off. She gone now.
Let's leave that in 2024. Pop-ups. Pop-ups. I'm show up over here selling chitlins tomorrow from 3 to 5. Be here or miss out. No. Yeah, we ain't even wrapping up 2024 or nothing like that. We just going over a lot of different things actually. And number one is how people make New Year's resolutions. I've always been against that. I just heard Kamar saying resetting and refocusing, even saying, well, okay, maybe I need to get into this. I used to talk about working out, right? Kamar used to talk about working out. So that's okay. It wasn't like a resolution, like in 2025, I'm gonna have a beach body.
Well, because it was more like a revelation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because remember I was saying, she asked me, how do I feel being 50? How does 50 feel now? You know what I mean? And I had to think about it. Well, how do I feel? You know what I'm saying? Well, I feel pretty good. And I started thinking about different people who I know and even watch who grew past 50. You know what I'm saying? And like how they are. You know what I'm saying? People ain't doing as good as I am. I can move around. I can do some squats and shit. So maybe I should start working out just because I can. So it was more like a revelation than a resolution.
And maybe we should. I know damn well I probably should. I can't do no squat. Put some weight on my back. I'm walking away from you. Like, who's supposed to lift that shit? I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing that.
At least just what we can do. You know what I'm saying? And you know how that works. When you start doing what you can do, you get better and better.
And that should be a year-round thing, though. That should be a year-round thing, too. Like, if you feel that way in October, you can say, you know what, I'm finna start working out. Have you felt that way in June?
Anytime. Yeah, that could be anytime. That's why I said it was more of a revelation. Just because it happened to be my birthday. Really, that's why I was thinking about it, was because of my birthday. So, you know what I mean? Your birthday could be in July and you can have the same revelation. The same shit. Don't even have to be a birthday, really. You know what I mean? Right. It's just something that you feel like you need to do, has been on your mind. Shit, try it.
And that might be something a lot of us need to do in July, especially after we eat all them ribs and be like, man, I'm going to start working out, dog. This don't make no sense. You sat up and ate 2 slabs of ribs, man. Come on, and some potato salad.
All summer long, don't fuck your immune system up all summer long and shit. Tow it down.
Eating brats and shit.
Yeah. For real.
Shit, I'm
Yeah.
finishing up one right now.
Yeah, that's why I say new year, new who. You're the same you. You the same you was. You ain't no different on January 1st than you were on December 31st.
I gotta
You're the
log off now,
same
y'all.
person.
I've got to go.
Until you start making different decisions, until you start doing different things, that's when you start becoming a new you.
Yes, sir. What was you trying to
I
say?
must go now, my friend, my son. Within this quick amount of time, he done ate all this food, and I just got to talk to him about being a big bag now. So,
Yeah.
got to get back to our conversation because that was a lot of food to eat, and I've only been on here like 2 minutes. Wow.
Yeah, time for dessert. Order him some dessert. Peace out. Y'all have a good time. Be safe.
Yeah, have a good night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, ma'am. I should say. Not yes, sir.
Thank you. You know, Dion gonna love that.
All right, now.
Bye.
Who's this? This is she said when a woman has full lips gloss, she look good. I'm told no lipstick too. Is that what your husband say to you? I first of all, I don't say no lipstick. Because I can't. My wife would be like, "Who you talking to?" I'd be like, "Hey, why you?" Yeah, I had to sometimes allude to it. Maybe say, "Oh, that's pink on you." Like she would never wear pink. But I don't. Once again, I don't have. See, if your relationship with your woman is, I don't have to micromanage what you wear or how you do your hair, or not. Like that's whatever you were doing when I met you was what drew me in. So keep doing that. How about that? But I'm not like you say, Kamar, knowing what you like. I wasn't drawn to that. I wasn't drawn to this fake hair, all this makeup, all this extra super high maintenance. I like that never attracted me. So I always was attracted to so that's not something that I have a problem with. He walks.
You cute. You'll be fine as a motherfucker if your hair was red.
No, right? No, never. No, I like you. I like you just the way you are.
The way you are. Whatever happened to that? Like whatever happened to women?
Yeah,
that was a song.
Like. Right?
I want a man to like me just as I am.
Just
like
the
me
way
for me.
You are.
I want him to love me for me.
Yeah, but if you don't know who you are, then that's an issue too.
That's the problem. There go the problem right there.
Sometimes that journey is crazy. She said, "Can we leave a Cash App scam in 2024?" I like Cash App because I think Cash App is like the check cashing place is always a ripoff, right? Like ATM machines are a ripoff because $4 from the person who owns the ATM and then the bank charges you a fee to get your own money. So I was like, okay, Cash App is an innovative thing. It really is. You can get your bread, bong bong. And then the scam came and I was like, well, y'all got to go back and figure out security. But big banks have had scams. Like everything has been like these scammers be scamming. Like these computer cats, that's just no
what they do out here.
Yes, that shit is no joke, man. These motherfuckers living whole lifestyles out here off straight scam, what they call it, fugaziness. Ewok said, ain't no lying ass fake rape victim never went to jail for lying ever. Yeah, I don't know. Well, who was proven that they lied on somebody? I'd like to know an example of somebody, a person who accused someone of rape and was later found that they lied. Did they get charged with how did that work? I'd like to know that statistically. What's that? I'd like to know about that. Ace Cooley, shout out to Ace Cooley. He said, "What's up, fellas? I just saved $100 on my car insurance." A lot of people did by not having none.
You got Geico. You went to Geico.
Hey, Kamar, a lot of people went just saved $100 on their car insurance by not having none. They say more than 100. That shit is expensive. She said organic people, the people scamming. Okay. Now there's something else too that I looked at. Homicide is down in Milwaukee for the second straight year. It is still higher than the pre-pandemic levels of homicide were, but it's gone down for the second year in a row, and it was a pretty drastic. I mean, I don't want to say drastic, but it was a sizable decrease. It went from 172 in 2023 to 131. Keep in mind, once again, before the pandemic, 2020, there were 97 homicides. And then it just went all the way up, even to one point where it got to 198, and it is coming down. But I want to break down the murders. Okay. Now, but once again, carjacking is up 11%, right? Keep that in mind as well. So it's still an elevated murder rate, and carjacking is still on the rise. And we know, I don't know how you figure in how they put all these statistics together, but I feel like if people are reckless driving in a vehicle and someone dies as a result of, you know, what they done, that's a murder too. I don't know if they count them. To me, I would call that a murder. But one of the most eye-opening things for me is that 81% of the victims, 81% of the murder victims and homicide victims in the city of Milwaukee were Black. 81%. Okay. This is not a metropolis. It's almost 600,000 people. And there's an even smaller, like they say 40% of the city now, 44% is African American. So that 44% makes up 81% of the homicides. And I said African American, and I shouldn't. I should have said Black people. My FBA, remember that. 81% though. 17% were white homicide victims. It said one Indian and one Asian. 44% of the people who were murdered knew the killer. 17 of them were younger than 17 years old. 18 to 29, there was 26 of them. 40 to 49, there were 12, 50 and older. So it's that mid-range thing where the biggest is that 18 to 29. That's the highest percentage. But what do you make out of that statistic, Kamar? Is it like, okay, this is trending in the right direction for us? Is this like just too little of a drip out the bucket? It's down, but 81% of it is still us. So what do you think about that?
Well, us need to do better. The us part need to do better.
And
you see where would you see what I mean? Like the us part need to do better. Because that's really our conversation. We always talk about we got to fix us. We got to fix our situation. So, and we are the us.
Yeah. 81%. Come on, that kind of shocked me a little bit. 81% of you know, of all the homicides in the city are Black people. And then when you talk about 44% of those individuals knowing who killed them. So half of that 81% is not random.
I don't know. It's probably somewhere to tell, but like, you think maybe the numbers could be tampered with too?
I'd like to know how they came to
had it. I mean,
yeah, because I don't know when they said I know there had to be some Latinos murdered in this city, so I didn't see Latino.
Yeah.
And so I'm
wondering, see murders over there on Cesar Chavez all the time.
Yeah. So I had heard at one point where there was a juking of the stats in order to kind of justify the incarceration rate for Black people and create a false narrative in that they put Latinos under people of color, which goes against when you say Black. If somebody out there got the science on the numbers, hit me up, because I thought that odd when that I said, wait a minute.
And maybe they grouping the Latinos in with us.
That's what I just said.
Oh, right.
That's what I just said. Yeah, that's what I just said. That was, I think that was Mike Kimmett who told me that one time. Like, technically, how they classify, even in the penitentiary, that's how they classify.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Somebody let me know. I just think 81% is crazy. And in a city where really, like, where are we really at? We're on the north side. So you're talking about us being in this teeny tiny pocket in southeastern Wisconsin, and 81%.
You saying this where 81% of the murders is happening
in the city of Milwaukee, right on the north side,
right,
primarily.
Right.
North side ain't that big, and it's some private.
81% of that's why I asked you. Like, you think the numbers could be padded? It's got to be.
Yeah, I probably.
I'm sure it's high. You know what I mean? I'm sure we do take a big chunk out of that, but like 81% is a lot.
So when people who I'm going here, Kamar. I'm going here. When we talk about this, and I say, well, we blame the white man for everything, but it's us killing us. And I don't say that to like stand above or pass judgment on the community. I say that because it's a fact.
You're right. And that's why I said the us part need to do better.
Yeah, on so many levels, but it's even like, okay, so us needing to do better is a broad statement, because we got to go into us, like, and see. Well, when you get in there, you see it's so much. You like, holy shit! Wait a minute, hold on.
Wait, we got like too much to unpack here. Too much.
So much shit going on here, right? But it's not the majority. When I tell people that the majority of black people that you're gonna meet are the coolest, most level-headed. They don't want no drama. They want to kick it. They want to have a good time. You know, we want something to eat. Some of us like to dance, right? Obviously, right? I just talked about the dance videos. We're the easy, but then there's an element. There's an element within all our families, within all our communities, of some black people who be like, fuck it. Like, you can't talk them out the tree. So when we start talking about, well, how do you kind of remove that element, we start talking about changing mandatory minimums and what law enforcement could do in terms of strategy. And then you get black people who say, yeah, but anytime we over police our communities, or anytime we bring them in, they come in and start murdering innocent people. So that's kind of like the problem with saying, okay, let's support the police, when every day you turn on the TV, when every day you look at the news, when every day you driving around, you see police doing the foulest shit. You say, I can't trust them. They're not looking out to protect us. And you look at the laws on the books and how they kind of slanted. So people say there's this disconnect with law enforcement and us. So once again, once you jump into this community, you say, damn, it's so much shit going on here. We start talking about the role that other people do play. How are these guns getting here? How the proliferation of firearms, it has changed. It's not youngsters with 38s and 22s and 25s, Kamar, like we had, 380, if somebody had a tech, you like, oh, this motherfucker's an army, didn't know that shit will jam after the first 5 shots, right? You probably got your ass tore off trying to shoot somebody with a tech, and if you didn't, please don't call in and tell me about it. Like, tech a good gun, I didn't get 5 people with it. I don't want to know. I'm just saying, even if it's juked, so say it's off 5%, that's 76. Say it's off 10, that's 71. That's still a whole hell of a lot of black people killing black people. Like, I'm sorry. I just had to say it. She says, us hate us, sad. I don't think we hate each other. I don't think we hate it. I say that, but I don't, like, Kamar, I see a lot of brothers in the community all the time. You get ahead now. What's happening with you? What up, bro? And I can tell when there's some hate. I don't think we hate each other. I think they sold us on that too. Because especially now with us identifying, we talked about the delineation movement, in which we're now saying, okay, let's centralize who we are and identify ourselves and saying foundational Black Americans. We are talking about all the greatest things there are about being Black and putting it into that, saying we, in terms of what we've contributed to this country, what we've created, what we've innovated, the fads, the culture trends, the foundation that we've built. How many classic American monuments were built by the hands of slaves, right? Like this, we built this country. So I just feel like we don't hate us. I believe we have a element in our community that we really have to work on eliminating, and I believe is brought forth by extreme poverty. So
I don't think we hate each other. I think we got problem solving issues with each other.
Okay.
And it's also, I think it's a little of that, and then it's also a survival type of thing. You know what I mean? Where a lot of black people trying to survive out here. And we really irritated with each other. We ain't ready to take no shit from each other. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a hate thing. You know what I mean? It's just a pit fed up, and anybody can get it really if you was close enough. Or you know what I mean? Or you come on try to take something of mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a hate.
Just being accountable for the things that we say, just because we say that, and I've said it before, like, why do we hate each other? And so maybe the focus is too much on the hate and not enough on how much we love each other.
And dealing with our emotions. Maybe we just don't know how, maybe we got an emotional problem. And it's not that we hate each other, it's just a personal emotional problem. Like we take our emotions getting the best of us. It ain't no hate. Maybe it's just an emotional problem. You know, it always start within, right? You know, fixing problems. Like maybe that's it. A lot of the time, you know, you in survival mode. You feel like if somebody do this to me, I gotta do that to them. You know what I'm saying? And it's another thing where it's like, okay, conflict resolution problem. Like we just crashing out because we don't know what the fuck else to do. We don't know nothing better. We don't know a better way. It's a lot to it, Kev. God damn it, it's a lot to unpack.
That's why I just said when we said us got to do better. Once you open that up, this Pandora's box.
Yeah, but that's it, though.
Even in the fact that, okay, people, I feel like you basically live your life and you learn from your experiences, right? So there's precedents that you set that are precedents that are being set in your life. So more often than not, you say, somebody fucked me over. And when I think about who that person was, they looked just like me. So I no longer trust people who look like me. Now you think if somebody was by their parents, by their friends, by whoever, I don't trust black people, and I'm black. I can't build emotional connections with black people.
And then like the trusting. Okay, when you don't trust somebody, how come you don't trust somebody? Because they done did stuff to you to make you not trust them, or you done watch them do shit to make you not trust them. You know what I'm saying? So that's another level to us. Again, it's got to get worked on. You know what I mean?
That's why I said people said you go off your experiences. So if you've been screwed over, if you've been abused, if you've been traumatized by somebody in your past, you can put a face to somebody who's really done something to you. If that person looks like you, yeah, you're gonna have an issue. Hit me, Dion. Hit me right now. Hold on. I see. Okay.
It's always black people littering on my yard. It's always black people fucking up my property. It's always black people stealing this, stealing that. It's always black people. And eventually you're gonna not trust your own people.
Dion, hear me. I'm saying my phone should be straight. Should be straight. I shouldn't have took it off of there, but I did. It says it's on though. Okay. Dion, hear me now. Phone's on. Let me see. Man, chat room active. I told y'all this chat room goes down. I got you on now, Dion. Give me a second.
Okay, I hear you.
Let me see. Oh, I gotta go all the way back. And I need some theme music okay. So Brian Banks. This is Ace Cooley saying Brian Banks, I believe he's a football player, got his rape charges overturned. There's a warrant out for the girl who lied on him. She did collect the full $1 million. Okay, is it about the money she was donated, or is it because of some sort of perjury charges? I'm not a legal expert, so I like to know. But that's interesting. I do remember Brian Banks, who basically lost his football career He never got a chance to play pro because of that, and she did lie. Sonya Thrower said, "Do you know how many years they gave that white man who cut the black girl up?" I don't think he's gone to trial yet. I know that there was actually, if my memory serves me correct, there was a postponement, and it's supposed to be somewhere out in the new year. February, March, somewhere, his trial. I know what you're talking about. She Lynette said, sad. She said, it's sad, blacks killing blacks. Yeah, that's something else right there. 81% of all homicide victims in Milwaukee were black. Yikes. Ace Cooley says statistics are bullshit when it comes to the crime rate. Well, is it not an indicator though? Okay, you can say, okay, I get it. I get it. You can say, well, you can skew statistics, which I understand. But I think that there's an indicator. It's one of those things where you say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Right. So I say that to say, obviously, the amount of black people who are homicide victims is too much. If it was 40% of the victims, which would damn near be half, that would still be too much. We're talking about 81%. So I get you, Ace. You know, you can skew the. That's why we even said we like to know how these numbers are compiled and whether or not Latino murders are added in, because we know that there had to have been some Latinos who were murdered. And this is a Journal Sentinel that information came out.
They might be putting the Asian community murders on us.
Well, they said one Asian and one Indian, 17% white, right? 1% Asian. I'm sorry, 1% Indian. I'm guessing. So who is this? Shishi Lynette said you can look up how to modify your firearm. Yeah, you can go on YouTube. It's a million. I wanted to do some gun stuff. I'm still probably gonna do it. I just gotta holler at the homie. She said, I don't hate, we don't, but everyone and us, they do hate each other. I don't believe I said, listen to what we say. Let's talk about being accountable. When we say black people hate black people, that is not an accurate statement, because all black people don't hate other black people. Mm-hmm. There are some black people who, I don't know if it's a hate, but it's more of a, like Kamar said, you in survival mode. Situations dictate circumstances. It is what it is when we in this jungle, right? Like, this is where your environment has produced some situations. And if you get yourself involved in them, which a lot of us do, bong bong, as they say in New York. Dion, was popping, man.
Do to get yourself
Happy New Year.
What's going on with you, brother?
How you doing, man? I'm doing well. So I kind of lost y'all. You know, I'm going through the boonies and shit. I normally call you when I get on the other side of where I just come from, the other side of Fond du Lac and shit. But anyway, you know, I wanted to add some shit to the conversation earlier. So I heard what you were saying about leaving shit behind. But you know what, though, man? And me and a friend of mine was talking about this, and this is how I feel. But I was listening to this lady, and I'm going to send it to you. Hopefully you take time to watch it. But it's just like, what's wrong with us as black people being fucking angry? You don't have to act out in violence. You don't have to do none of that. But be angry. You feel what I'm saying? Those, like with January 6th, those people were angry because they felt like something was being taken from them. You know what I'm saying? And we as black people, we always got to fucking be passive. We always got to be like, well, you know, play things down. Like, you know, when you look back at history, that fucking white devil ain't been, matter of fact, he the devil. We just going to use it like that. The devil. You know, and then white people would disassociate themselves from the shit that people that look like them did. You understand what I'm saying? See, you see how life is. Like the other day, I'm going to tell you how fucked up the indoctrination is. Like with myself, I had to check myself. I'm watching a movie on Netflix called Horizon, I think. So the Indians come kill all the white people and they killed them and shit. So I'm about to cheer for the white people because I want them to get away and shit. But then I had to sit back and think like, damn, these Indians ain't doing nothing but returning the favor on what them did to them because those settlers took their land. So I cheered for the motherfucking Indians. You understand what I'm saying? Well, the Native Americans. I cheered for the Native Americans. My fault for calling them Indians because they Native Americans. I cheered for the Native Americans. So my thing is this, you know, with us, we give white people a pass. That's just like, not only, I heard somebody saying, not only did January 6th, but in 1943 or 45 in Rosewood, Florida, they went and massacred all those black people. See, we get, to me, and I ain't gonna say we, talking about you and I, but a lot of black people don't associate whiteness with the murders, the lynchings, the hangings, every atrocious shit they have done, like the January Sixers and things like that. The Ku Klux Klan, they get them a pass. But white people sure would link us to the gangbangers in Los Angeles, the drug dealers at goddamn Washington, D.C. They'll look at us like that, but we just got to look at them different. So my thing with me is I feel like black people, we should be fucking angry and hold these motherfuckers accountable. Let them know, I know what you did. I know what somebody like you did that looked exactly like you. And if you could do the shit to me, you would do it and try to get away with it too. You probably want to hang me. You probably want to murder me. You probably want to lynch me. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do it now. You know, your boy about to be back in office, you know. That's why I don't feel sorry for no motherfucker to talk about, well, what he's going to do? You should have got out and voted. Then we could have figured it out.
Hold on.
Go ahead, kid. Go ahead.
You finna switch up again. You can talk about 5 different things.
No, but it all correlates.
I know, but I want to ask you a couple questions. First of all.
Yes, sir.
First of all, I don't know what. First, I didn't hear anybody saying black people shouldn't be angry or shouldn't have a certain degree of. I believe we referenced that in saying we tend to look at who's fucked us over, and we are resentful towards those individuals. So if you identify as a white man, and that's you gonna say, yeah, I got a problem with them, right? But I don't know who said that, but also say, out of all the things you just said about Indians and Horizon and all that, which I seen that movie, it was all over the place. It wasn't one of my favorite Westerns, but I get it. I do remember that scene that you're talking about when they came and burnt the settlement down. But none of that has anything to do with the fact that 81% of the homicide victims in the city of Milwaukee were black people, allegedly, and 44% of those people knew their killer. The white man ain't to blame for that. I'm not giving. Hold on. Let me finish because you was kind of rambling for a second. I don't deny whatever, when we talk about institutionalized
I wasn't talking about what you were talking about.
Hold on. It's just, hold on. I understand the institutionalized nature of racism. I understand how this economic depravity and this redlining, I understand how that kind of situated putting us in these ghetto boxes. I get it, the hot box effect. But I'm saying we have to still look inwards, as black people say, if 81% of the homicide victims in this city are black. And if almost half of that percentage knew the person that killed them, so I'm guessing that individual was, another person.
They had a problem with each other,
Yeah, but then there's something wrong with that. And before we go all far reaching out about what happened in Rosewood in 43, we need to figure out what's happened on 43rd and whatever in Milwaukee. So, yeah, there's room for that conversation. Not totally dismissing it, but I'm saying let's micromanage this.
No. Yeah, I wasn't because like I told you that I started off with, I lost you guys, so I don't know what track or conversation you was on. I was just venting because you were talking about what we need to lead back in 2024. But I feel like this about the homicide victims. You know what I'm saying? Like, that be personal struggles, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that be personal beef, and people choose violence as a way of solving it. Not saying there's no other way to solve it, but that's the only way that they know how to solve it.
So let me
I'm saying?
Hold on. This is another thing. This is another thing with what you said. And I don't know if you listened at what I said. I said 81% of these individuals allegedly were black, right?
Yeah.
And 44% of those victims knew their killer. So that means 44% of them were beefs, or I'm into it, or but there's another 40% that's random. There's another one there where innocent people who had nothing, they didn't know they killed it. They were just affected by the crime in the city. So you can't say, that's just all personal beefs.
Well, now this is my personal opinion. I don't believe that, because that sounds like serial killer type of shit.
Hold on. Pause for a second, Dion. Let me add this. Get this back together so we can. It's phone time on Outlaw Radio. Ewok, you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, Dion, you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ewok, what you got for us tonight? Shout out to you out in AZ. What's poppin'?
All right, okay though. Let's get the percentages correct though, because black people and white people kill each other at about the same rate. A little high, a little smidgen higher for black people. So I mean, we got to get the percentages right. You talking about the north side of Milwaukee?
The city.
Or what are you talking about? Because
city of Milwaukee. The city of Milwaukee.
Okay. All right. Well, that's still, all right. That's fine. But like I was trying to say, though, people kill who the fuck they around. Shit. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no white people finna come to Milwaukee and kill no niggas and shit, because they ain't coming to Milwaukee with no bullshit like that. They're going to take their hat. Hat going to meet them home. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to get a better understanding about this. Like I said, people kill who they next to. Motherfuckers in the hood, who the fuck you next to? Another nigga. So, shit.
Well, okay, I hear y'all saying that, but is that not a problem? Are we just saying that's just how it is? Or that's a problem, man?
I'm just saying, I'm just giving the statistics. And I just wanted the stats to be right. You know what I'm saying? While
they right. About. They right. You can go look in the People's News Network. The story is there. Right.
But it's still, like I said, people kill who they next to. And how many people are we talking about? We're only talking about the percentage. How many people actually was it that made up the percentage?
No. There was 172 total victims, and 81% of those individuals were black people. That's the whole stat. I put the whole stat line out from beginning to end. Because listen, I know the people. Listen, I know the people who listen to my show. I know they looking like them kids don't know what the fuck you talking about. Let me. I know who I'm talking to.
But you know what though? I don't believe that other 40% though didn't know each other, because that's
okay,
like
you don't believe
it.
Type of don't believe it. Okay, yeah. Okay. Now, okay. All right. Well, we hear you.
Now, I can believe the 40% that knew each other, like you said.
You can believe that, but you can't believe there was random crime. When we know that there was people who were murdered randomly in this city, and robberies and all kinds of shit. What are you talking about? So there's no random crime? Yeah. Are you serious right now?
I don't really be hearing about no random murders like that, unless it's like.
So the young children that were hit in shootings were hit by stray bullets. That wasn't random. They wasn't random victims. That little 6-year-old was in that shit. That little 5-year-old
I don't know how many children that were randomly killed though. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that.
Well, once again, I went to the statistics and we talked about the percentage, the age breakdown of it. So we talked about that.
If it's like that, then. But
17 of those individuals were 17 years or younger. 17% of those individuals, 17% of those individuals were 17 years old or younger. So young people. At the end of the
day, most of these are senseless murders, though. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just mad at it. They just mad and pow. Next thing you know, they got a gun. That's why I have posted. You didn't read my text yet and shit. I was like, man, it ain't no poverty in the hood. Niggas got plenty of money in their pocket.
There's no poverty?
No, I ain't gonna say no poverty. I'm just saying. let me retort. These niggas be having a pocket full of money. They got New Year's Eve money, Christmas money. They got Gucci belt. They got Gucci belt money.
Fake.
You know what
Boosted,
I'm saying?
Stolen.
They spend the money on bullshit, man.
Hold on,
let me put it like this.
Hold on once, y'all. Let me get this chat room because I don't want to get too far behind. Ace says, let an impoverished brother see a brother that by some chance got a way to improve his life. They look at him and hate him. This even happens in FBA families. Of course, it happens with this human nature. You think ain't no white haters who hate other white people? She said mental health.
Hate the fuck out of each other.
She said layers. There's layers to hate. Of course, that's what we said. This is Ewok's quote he was talking about that I didn't get too fast enough for him. So he said, "I'm gonna take it into my own hands and call the motherfucker." There's not poverty. Niggas be having plenty of money. They spend it on bullshit. A said, let alone a brother walking away from a fight. Peer pressure will call this man weak. Yeah, I can't deny that. Well, we have done some cultural norms that contribute to the dysfunction, like our belief about, look, I'm, how we stand sometimes. Like, I ain't finna let this motherfucker talk to me like this, or what you looking at, or who is them dudes over there, or, you got your head to the left or to the right, or whatever. I don't know. I'm hiding in his bushes because he's getting a little money. Yeah, it's dysfunction. I think that's what we was pointing out. When Kamar said us got to do better, and I said when we peel that layer back, it's so much shit.
A whole bunch of shit gonna fall out.
A whole bunch of problems that it's like, damn, where the fuck do I start? My thing was poverty. Kamar didn't say that. I've always said I feel like poverty is a big factor in terms of dysfunction. Not because money is everything, but money can make things happen and straighten some things out.
I kind of said it when I said survival mode.
Okay.
Because that's where, you know what I mean? That's where it stems from. So it's the same thing. You're right. You know what I mean? Poverty do. Like poverty, you hungry. Shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna do some stuff that you normally wouldn't do.
I think Ernst has a question for you.
Some of these cats be killing each other and shit just because they want to have an op. It's just silly shit. Oh, yeah, that nigga the op. That nigga, yeah, you be over there with them niggas and shit. They ain't did nothing to you, robbed you, no nothing and shit. And don't nobody owe you no money, no nothing. I'm talking about this pure stupidity.
But
I'm just
ain't you kind of
not all of it.
Right, I was finna say, because I feel like you kind of, there's some real street beefs. Like there's real, like, yo, like this, you know, like, dude, they did this and that, this, what do you call it, revenge, retaliation, and get back. There is some of that where you be like, I see why they got beef. Like
sometimes that's necessary. Shit, you don't just get away with no shit. Hell, somebody fuck with me, I'm gonna be on the list and shit. I hope I don't get caught, because I fuck me a motherfucker up too if they own some shit.
I guess I'm kind of backed into a corner because
I can't be Martin Luther King and shit if some motherfucker been all the way out of order and did some shit. I gotta get mine back.
I'm backed into a corner because although I understand the way the streets work, I still have to say it's a problem. I can't justify it. I feel like you can live your life as a black man in a community without ever being involved in these kind of scenarios simply by not doing those certain things. And when you sign up, you sign up. What you call it one time, Kamar? Occupational hazard. I know when I jump in this game, there's shit that comes with it. It's not like I didn't know. You had to know.
Of course.
You had to know. So as a black person, you can come through this city. It's a little harder. It's a little slower. The tempo is a little slower, but you come out on the other side shining. And we need to sell that to our kids as opposed to, hey man, you got to do what you got to do to get some bread. Yeah, you do, but it don't got to be that. It doesn't have to be genocide in your own community. We popularized fucking each other up. And dude was a bad motherfucker. He whooped niggas' ass, shooting them, sell all kinds of crack babies running everywhere. He was the man. So that's another problem, a layer that you peel back, because when you are down so long in terms of being like disenfranchised, you come up with anti-heroes. So the dude who is our hero is the dude who went against the law, but he made something. The whole Robin Hood thing, rob from the rich and give to the poor. Yeah, he sold a lot of crack, but he used to sponsor AAU teams for the kids. He used to throw cookouts, right? Like he's come through the
bought out the whole ice cream truck.
Right. But never mind the tons of crack that this motherfucker sold. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I'm on the fence because I understand it, but anything other than condemning it is justifying it. And I refuse to justify it. So I have to condemn it and say that shit's just wrong across the board. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm not in a position where I don't understand and don't know I know what the fuck goes on in the Milwaukee streets. Trust me. But I understand too that at one point I was making some conscious decisions to put myself in that environment. When I chose to stop putting myself in those situations, life got better, much more consistent, much, much better. So, but I had to make the choice, right? So a lot of brothers just got to make the decision like, man, enough of this shit. But you know, money talks and bullshit run a marathon. Like if brothers say, "Okay, you talking all that shit from a nice, warm, heated, safe environment," and I'm over here in the skids trying to figure out how I'm gonna feed my people tomorrow. I get it, but I can't justify it, y'all.
Yeah, you gotta admit though, the nothing killings and shit is way worse than it was when I don't care what the rate was and shit. Back when
you say nothing, are we talking random, or when you say nothing, what do you mean nothing killings? Is that
I'm talking about as far as these young cats just being mad and shit because another motherfucker just look a certain way or he dressed a little different and shit. And they want to be ops with people for no reason at all. So they walking around trying to find the op these days. You know what I'm saying? That shit, these motherfuckers be wanting the op. Like, I ain't even got nobody to be mad at. So they go create them. And some motherfuckers get killed behind that stupid ass shit.
That's interesting because maybe perhaps there are individuals, but they're traumatized from. Once again, we talked about the precedents that have been set for them. If they've been fucked up, hurt, beat down, you tend to, after it happens to you, you tend to be a little bit colder on somebody else getting it, right? So mental health does play a factor into somebody out here who is, like you said, he walked looking for something. It wasn't even nothing that you did. You just ran across the wrong cat that was on some bullshit that night. But that's a random killing. That goes on the other side. Like you said, 44% of the individuals knew their killer. Well, we're talking about 81%. So we're still talking about 40-something odd percent of people who were just random victims. I think that creates more of a problem for me than the motherfuckers in the game. I feel bad for motherfuckers who in the streets, but I understand. You rob, you get robbed. You shoot, you get shot, right? Live by the gun, die by the gun.
That random motherfucker that created some retaliation now and shit. Now it's a back and forth and shit. So now
Sometimes
10, 15, 20 more motherfuckers got to get shot up and killed and shit behind this ignorant motherfucker, the first fool.
Sonia Thor says, when I was living up there, the places I live in was broken into about 4 times. It's some dangerous places up here. She said, you're right. The black people. Lynette said, you kill my nigga, my people. We get you back type shit. Kev, we know the real, and a lot of this stuff is over beef, drugs, and mental health. That's what I'm saying. It's not as random. I mean, there's some randomness to it, but Dion said, no, this is all just personal beefs. No, there's victims to these crimes. It's collateral damage. If you in the game, people do get hit by strays sometimes. Sometimes you is running from the police. You wasn't trying to kill nobody. I'm trying to get away from the police. I done fucked around and ran into a van with some kids in it and killed them. Oh, you gonna do that time too? Oh, you finna get a football number. And I don't feel sorry for you. Don't free Ray Ray. Let Ray Ray go sit his ass down somewhere until he learn not to steal people's shit. She said, okay, it's due to the mass incarceration of black men. I once again think that, okay, so mass incarceration played a role in our current deterioration of our family structure. But I think at this point there has been or should have been a recovery phase because child support got you straight. Child support was the harshest lesson for a lot of brothers to say, I got to do something for my kids, even if I'm not there, it's going to be monetary. So I think we don't get enough credit for black men who actually raise their family and take care of their kids. I personally don't think we are still suffering from that mass incarceration thing and I'm jumping out the window here. So if you disagree, let me know. I don't think we're suffering the effects of mass incarceration as bad, like as we were saying in the 90s, when you looked around the community and brothers was gone, but they was gone because the crack thing came in. It was like, wait, what the fuck just happened? It's a little bit more intentional now. Like if you in the community now and you doing this, that, and the third, you're probably going to go to jail. We all understand that. That's not mass incarceration. That's just incarceration. Go ahead, brother.
It's called crash outs and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's these like there goes the mental health issue part of it. These motherfuckers is straight up willing to crash out. They don't care. We didn't go out to crash out and shit. We was trying to goddamn it don't sell to the police. Goddamn it, get our little cheese and shit. Make sure that you know what I'm saying. You ain't doing. Yeah, didn't even try to treat the motherfucking heights bad and shit. Yeah, man, shit, fat one for you. You know what I'm saying? No, these motherfuckers be crashing out. They wake up on a crash out dummy mission and shit. Your job is to stay away from these motherfuckers that don't get hit because
they ain't got nothing to lose. That's why they crash out so quick.
I don't know about y'all. I don't know about y'all, but some of my homies who I grew up with was supreme crash outs. That's why they did. A lot of them are dead and gone. I grew up with some dudes who were like they were crash outs. They would, and that was happening then. That's always been. This is not new. These youngsters didn't make that up. Like I got somewhere about 19 dead homies for a reason. I ain't that old.
I was in my fault. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I don't think I hear you about the crash outs, but I'm saying that didn't just start, Ernest. I'm saying that's been. Like I've seen that my whole life. Like I got cousins and family and friends who's just that way, just like finna fuck somebody up, like you said, a crash out. Just gonna go out here and just make a mess. No, that's.
I grew up in a, you know what I'm saying, in that era. You know what I'm saying, when motherfuckers was doing shit. K-Bull was right around the fucking corner and shit. He know it wasn't too many crash outs around that motherfucker like that. It was like one motherfucker. Yeah, I ain't gonna say his name. He was a light skinned motherfucker. Hey, Boo, know
He said I ain't gonna say his name.
But he was light skinned. By the way.
I'm just doing braid and shit. But we didn't have too many crash outs around there, man.
Woo.
Motherfuckers was just trying to do their shit.
Oh, we had.
I ain't gonna lie. When I first moved up here, I was a crash out. My niggas say you can't be no gangster and get money and do all that at the same time. So which one you want? Which one you like most? I said it's money on. I chilled out.
I'm just saying. A lot of my homeboys who I grew up with, close friends with, were those kinds of dudes. That's what I'm saying. The decisions that you make are absolutely important. Like your perspective becomes so important because I probably at one point could have been. I don't think I was ever a crash out, but I definitely think I was a stray bullet. Right? Like I definitely think I had lost my way. I know for a fact I had lost my way. I wasn't a crash out, but I was.
Yeah, it's called being a little reckless. We all have to be a little bit reckless.
A little ratchet.
You know, we was a little reckless, but it's a difference between being a little reckless and being a crash out, though, fam.
But see, I say little now, Ernest. And when we start telling the stories, it ain't little shit. I can diminish. Look, I can downplay it now. You feel what I'm saying? Say, oh boy, I did a little something. But then when me and the homies sit around, we start talking. No crash out. Yeah, but then when I start talking to the homies and we sitting around telling them war stories, they be like, God damn, what the hell was wrong with us? We was crash outs. Like, it was pretty stupid, man. It was pretty stupid, man. Yeah, been there. I wore them shoes, man, for some years. I had to.
I only did a little bit of shit, man. I don't know.
Well, look, it's certain situations that you get thrown in my neighborhood, you just was along for the ride. Like it was, and the only thing you can think of is, how did I get myself in this shit? So you learned who not to get in the car with. Like, hey, man, come ride over here with me, man. I'm cool, dog. I'm fucking with you.
Oh, hell yeah. You gotta know who not to get in the whip.
Yeah, man. Nah, bro. Now, come on, man.
You don't want to go to jail. You figure that shit out fast.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody tripping, man. Come on. I'm good, bro. I'll be right here when you get back. I'm not. You had to learn that, though, right? Because you didn't have time to do the boys in the hood. Yo, doe, let me out. You'd be like, what? Let you out?
I'm already out.
I can't stop, cuz. You in it, man. You in it. Ace has he said, keeping it real, sometimes niggas just be on bullshit in Milwaukee. I don't care what city, state you go to, there's going to be, it ain't just Milwaukee. It's going to be, you go in the black community, yeah, you're going to meet some people on some bullshit. Because like we just alluded to, they're in survival mode. They see you as a mark. They don't see you as, oh, I respect my fellow man. They be like, look at dude. He don't know, how, look what he riding. This where he be at. Yeah, I'm finna survival mode, right? Ain't no wolf stopping in the forest to say, hold on, are you a good rabbit or a bad rabbit? No, he gonna eat the goddamn rabbit. A rabbit ain't never talked his way out the coyote eating him. Hold on, man, I got kids. I'm gonna let you go tonight, little rabbit. No, he eats the motherfucker, man. So that's everywhere you go. And that's why we need this is a symptom. So once again, when Kamar said us got to do better. So that was kind of like a broad statement. And then what Ace just said is too, sometimes niggas just be on some bullshit. Ain't that a broad way to just sum it all up? Like, man, niggas be on some bullshit sometimes. What happened, man?
I mean, we accept the bullshit that niggas be on.
Yeah, and the mentality.
They crashing. Yeah, but like you said, though, that shit going on all over, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it ever be a solution to that. Because we mentally fucked up. We mentally hate each other sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I used to suffer from that shit. I had to really, like, check myself, years ago. Because I used to wonder why, like, damn, I'll look at another young brother, not even know him and dislike him. But I had to understand where I come from. That's, like, almost like self-hate. And I can't say it like self-hate, like, oh, I hate myself. But it's something that you see in another individual that you just probably dislike a motherfucker. And now that I'm older, I look at brothers and when I see young men, I call them gentlemen of sir. You know what I'm saying? I let them know, like, hey, I'm not your enemy, young man. Like, for real. But, that shit gonna go on,
Well, I think
it'll never.
I wish we would stop classifying bad people by their race and just call them what they are, bad people. Because white people be on some bullshit too. We talk about that all the time. Go to your nearest trailer park. Go on the part of the South Side where it's po white people. I'm talking about po white people. What y'all don't think it exists is the white people who over there live on the wealth, depend on that check.
Yeah, they not in our proximity though.
No. I'm saying go over there. You're gonna see the same kind of issue, and the common denominator is poverty. But we think it's just here. Oh, black people, I got to move away from us. I got to stop fucking with us because no, people in bad are fucked up. Like it ain't just bad black people or bad white people. It's bad people, period. I don't look at it like now I do in terms of the community. I will say, well, that's an individual who is counterproductive to what we're doing. But to me, people are in general are bad. I don't trust a white man more than I trust a black man. I don't trust a black man more than I trust a white man. I don't trust people, period. I gotta figure you out. I gotta figure out what you want. I gotta watch how you move. I'm not just off top like, hey, you can come and sleep in my basement. No, motherfucker, who are you? Where you from? Like, I gotta vet the candidates. Kamar, was you finna jump in here because I was finna get back to the chat room?
No,
okay.
I wasn't finna say that.
Okay, so Shishi Lynette says it's a problem because of the first drop off with illegal guns is dropped off in the hood. Where? I like to get some of them guns. I love guns.
I heard about that though. They
Where?
had that shit on Facebook with the KKK. Talking about they just drop guns and drugs off of the black community and just sit back and watch them kill each other. I think that's a myth.
Somebody please tell me where I will go. I will show up. If they just gonna come and drop a crate of guns, do you know I love guns? I would go right there and be like, dude, I just caught. I'm gonna go home with a trunk full. Where do they drop the guns off at? You gotta know somebody. Right? I'm not saying it don't happen. I just want to know where they dropping the guns off at in the hood. There's a lot of places they can do it.
On the west side of Chicago, Dion.
I'm gonna go get one.
I heard that about Chicago, and I heard it about LA too, Ernest. I heard that this is documented that this is happening. I'm just asking where they doing it at up here.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I had to buy mine.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know how expensive these motherfuckers is? Man, I'd go shopping. Excuse me, like Dion said, excuse me, young sir, young gentleman. I'd like to take this AR-15 if you will. Oh, sorry. Can I have one of these Glocks? Thank you, sir. I'd be the nicest motherfucker there. Stocking up, but man, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't want to dismiss it. People say, you see, you don't listen. She said
they leave it rocking. They leave it rocking launchers and everything.
Oh my god! I will fuck around and be like, dude, on Don't Be a Menace with a missile. Do we have a problem? She said the system is set up to keep our people institutionalized. Sonia Thor, that was Shishi Lynette. Sonia Thor said, me and my best friend came from a neighbor. Friend got killed, and we went to see the body. And coming home, we got robbed down the street. From the house I went, the cop, wait, hold on. The house went past us that day. I don't think I had my gun on me. The next day, we was looking for them, so I thank God we still here. So a neighbor got killed. They went to see the body, was on the way home, and they got robbed. Damn. Got robbed down the street from the murder scene. Where did you live? Lord. She said, no, there are men.
Even if you buy 30 keys, man, you ain't never finna see Pablo Escobar. So somebody had to come bring that shit to the hood that was already motherfucking in the United States and shit.
See, when we start talking about all that, we lose sight of where we at. But Ernest, when we start talking about all of that, then we lose focus on how to deal with what we in. Like, no, it's a valid conversation. But when I've been to these community meetings. Have any of y'all ever been to any of these community meetings with these leaders and whatnot? Come on, I know you have. And the conversation starts and it's very focused. It's specific. It's about what we're here for. Here's our agenda. This is what we're going to do. It soon disintegrates into talking about some shit that happened 50 years ago because somebody wants to stand up and be the scholar and the orator. He got the quote, Ufiki Mamashiki and Bangbaga Gangaga, and then there's somebody who don't agree, and we sitting there like, hey, y'all, that ain't what the fuck we talking about. That's why I stopped going to them. I used to go to these meetings. I swear, some brothers who I don't know if they thought they was on a movie or if they was trying to go down in history, but this brother got up and started talking, and I'm like, bro, that's all true history. See, our forefathers in Africa, when they first brought us off those ships into those sands, like, Can we talk about the school board procedure that's going on right here? Like, so that conversation should be reserved for when we are sitting around the fire, when we are in the barbershop, we all kicking it. Let's talk about the origins.
Guess what? That story still exists. Yeah, you don't just kick the fucking history shove it to the side.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you wanna carry on and shit. Well, let's just be honest.
Well, we gotta stay focused on the issue. You showed up with your drums.
Talk to you in your eye tomorrow. Guess what? In 2035, you're gonna be like, oh, let's just get beyond it. Fuck all that.
It's not let's get beyond it. It's like we came to talk about a referendum. You brought the dancers. Just like, hey, I want y'all to see it, and you totally derailed the mission. The mission is to be specific and efficient.
Oh, that's true.
Let's get in and have this meeting. Now, if you want to say after we say yeah and then we talk about the problem, we say, okay, y'all, this brother brought some young people who gonna come and dance and bring. Yeah, then we can celebrate. But goddamn, bro, can we get the goddamn meeting done first? Like, we can barbecue and all that shit, but hey, y'all, put y'all forks down. Let's talk. Like, let's get why we here. I'm just saying, I've seen some brothers who are so deep and they speak so well.
You can't scramble up everything at one second. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying. If that's the agenda, that's the agenda.
Yeah, no, but once again, what you're saying is valid. If you say, okay, well, we didn't create this thing, but we are the victims of it. Well, why are we the victims? How did this happen? Well, let's, what they say, put that in the parking lot and talk about what's on the table today, because we got to vote on this and move forward, as an organization. And then we can say, let's offer a sidebar. You know what I'm saying? She said, no, there are men in prison for minor cases. Yeah. No, there are men in prison for minor cases that should be out. But it's a minor case. If you in there for, we've gotten, as say you selling 30 pounds of weed, right? And in the midst of you selling your 30 pounds of weed, somebody got killed. You can't say I'm in here for weed. You in there for murder. So you should be in there. I'm sorry. If you murder somebody, you should be in prison. Is that I don't know. Y'all tell me. You said, no, he was just selling weed.
You can't tell the police he tried to steal my weed and shit. So I shot him. No, you damn sure
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can.
You can. There is a law.
I know people. Yeah, I know people that was in jail for robbing motherfuckers for drugs.
Drug dealers.
They put a cash value on that shit.
Yeah. So
no, I'm saying, if you got the 30 pounds and the motherfucker robbed you and try to rob you and you end up shooting, your ass going to prison.
You still going to prison. No, you still going to prison. Especially if like you was a felon with a firearm.
Not for no life, not for life though.
Well, I don't know. I feel like 2 weeks is too much for me. I'm straight at the crib. I
don't even like to talk to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll do 5 years stand on my head. I can't. I be in there losing my mind. Please. Let me come.
You better not do nothing. You better not do nothing, then.
I'm trying my best not to do shit, Dion. That's why
this show a jail cell waiting for you.
That's why you don't see me. That's why I'm not no hot boy. I'm an old boy.
Even old boys over there. My guy, he shot somebody for fucking with his wife. Dude punched his wife in the face. He wasn't no felon. He wasn't no felon at the time.
That ain't justified. That ain't no justifiable shooting. Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, shit happens.
You can't just shoot a motherfucker because they hit somebody.
Mama Jenkins in the chat room. She said, "Good evening, my Outlaw family. Happy New Year to all. I'm late due to talking to other friends about the tragic accident on 34th and Lloyd. She said that was my girlfriend for over 45 years. I just wish that police would stop chasing these idiots. These situations when these policemen are constantly chasing these cars and causing accidents, motherfuckers don't give a fuck about nothing. Yeah, condolences to you. Yeah, something has to be. We need to come up with some solution for that. That's absolutely true. That shit is. That's
the pure definition of a crash out. You know what I'm saying? They willing to crash out. I'm gonna run.
Right, literally. Crash test dummy even. She said, you got young men out here that will take a couple hundred to do what you need. Some people are just ruthless, no heart. How much was the sister who was on tape in prison trying to get her baby daddy killed? She was all, they was having conversations, and even though she kept saying these phone calls are tapped, whoever the dude was calling, like, I don't know if he thought he was on a movie or what, like, yeah, she pop, pop, boom, boom, bang, bang, bang. Like, dude, what are you doing? I can't. How much?
They did kill him. Ain't no trying. They killed
Did
his
they
ass,
kill
shot
him?
him 3 times.
Okay, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. How much was the payoff though, Dion? How much was it?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Maney.
Mm-hmm.
Maney. Shane Crewman in the chat room, he said, Happy New Year's, Outlaws. Peace from the mile, high income and illegal immigrant flooded city. Frontline Black News, the revolutionary agenda, and Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. How you doing, my brother? Shout out to you and Shabaka. Shabaka's been with us. He said, hashtag, I am not your enemy. I wish we could understand the depth of that when it comes to each other. Like, I'm not your enemy, dog. Like, I get it.
But he said a talking point on that. I hate to hear motherfuckers say that. Talking about illegal immigrants. Them people, you think them people didn't know them people was coming over here? The United States know every motherfucking thing that's going on, but they'll tell it. That's why I don't. But listen, man, I don't believe shit no more. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah, they know what them motherfuckers. They know what them motherfuckers at. You right, Dion.
Well, I don't think, Dion, I don't know if they're calling them illegal because they don't know they're here. I think they call them illegal because they're not here in the right way. They know how many of them motherfuckers don't have paperwork. Illegal in that regard. Not illegal in, they didn't call them unidentified, like unidentified flying people. They know where they at. That's why Trump said he's gonna go get them, because they know where they at.
I guess because they came up with a way, to make it, because everybody illegal. We definitely said, them motherfuckers kidnapped us, brought us over here.
Illegal. We're not illegal. Don't you say that shit. We are not illegal.
Know.
Don't you dare.
But this ain't our native country.
Don't you dare. This is our country. What are you talking about? This is our country. You think we illegal? You think the black man in America, foundational black men, are illegal immigrants? Is that what you think?
I feel different about certain situations.
My God.
Foundational, man. We was born here. You born on this land. You born on this land. We ain't no motherfucking illegal.
Yeah, our ancestry though.
Chicago.
Yeah,
you gotta go Arkansas. Even if your point was a little bit valid, hell, you got to go back 400 years and shit to Kunta Kinte when he first came over here.
Yeah,
and then try to say he was illegal. How is you illegal if you got brought somewhere?
And then to be honest with you, the Mexicans ain't illegal because Texas, Arizona, and goddamn California was part of Mexico.
They lost that shit through war.
You know
Come on, man. That shit been lost. Yeah,
man, I'm not gonna validate the United States.
I am.
I'm not gonna validate the United States
black people. Especially when you start saying black people are illegal immigrants. I gotta support the United States.
Donald Trump tried to say he was kid today, but he talked about he want Canada to be the 51st state and he want to take over Greenland and shit. That nigga mean that shit.
He's stupid as a motherfucker. I don't even, to be honest with you, I ain't gonna even watch the news probably for the next 4 years.
He meant every word of that shit, man.
He said he wanted to
call the motherfucking prime minister the governor. He called the prime minister of Canada the governor and shit.
Yeah.
That nigga meant that shit.
Hey, one thing, look, you know what, Ernest? One thing people are forgetting, because we heard all this shit about Biden, and because Biden was old, that was the joke, right? Biden's old. Right. Y'all know Trump damn near 80, right? Like, so he might not remember the dude was the prime minister. He might actually think he's the governor. He might believe that shit. I'm telling you, man. People, that's why I was saying, wait,
he
y'all
might
know,
think we already took over Canada.
He might land his plane there and shit like, are we in Illinois? No, man. Why you tell us to keep going? No, Trump is he finna be 80 years old too, man. Stop it. Y'all are gonna see. Y'all's gonna see. Jesse said just finished. He said just finished with my local city council. Just stopped by to wish y'all a happy new year. Going live on Frontline Black News in like 2 hours. There you go. Do your thing. I'll be jumping in there sometimes. I just be listening. I'm a fly on the wall, right? Or fly standing up against the wall. Either way you want to go. Jesse said you jumping out the window, Kev. I don't know. I tend to do that. He said crash test dummies on dummy missions. Kamikaze is what we call them. That boy is kamikaze. If you know what a kamikaze bomber was. She said they're just evil people among us. Sheila Kitchen, shout out to Sheila Kitchen. She said good clarity and distinction between good and bad. She said you have to study people. You absolutely do. It's called discernment. I don't want to, put nothing too heavy on y'all. Ace Cooley said, so we accept the bullshit Is it more our culture, the music we listen to, the shit that we watch, basically the shit that we glorify? That's the role of our entertainment, the culture. That's why people say we have no culture, because it's the negative aspect of our music, in particular hip hop. But I have to say this to those people. First of all, you have to understand that all hip hop ain't negative. You have to understand that hip hop itself wasn't established as gangster music. It wasn't established as street music for me to talk about shooting and killing other people. If you go all the way back to the message gained notoriety and fame because it talked about the conditions that we live in the average black community. There's so much party hip hop. There's so much light hip hop. There is if you choose to go down that rabbit hole, yeah, you find some shit that's gritty, grimy, gritty. But you could say the same thing with rock music, because you go all the way down to speed metal and how white people get into rock on the satanic rock, all kinds of shit. If you go that deep,
yeah.
Or you can stay on the surface with pop music. It really all, and you said glorify, I can kind of I understand what you mean in that regards, but who else is the heroes, right? Like, so when my pops and them was young, James Brown then was the heroes, right? He talked about brothers with the conks and the big pompadour perm on their head with some tight pants on. You go to the 60s where Motown comes in, and you look, all the generations, they're influenced by their culture. So yeah, we came up in this era where gangster rap kind of took the world in the chokehold, and a lot of us did start to emulate that shit. I'm not gonna lie. It did change the way a lot of us moved. A lot of us, it changed the way we spoke. But I don't know if that was glorifying it or just relishing in the reality of it. Because I didn't have to look too far to find the same situations I heard on the NWA album in my same community. I didn't have to look too far for that. It's just once I heard them talking about it, I recognized, damn, we got something in common, because the same shit be happening here. So I'm bumping this now because this is real and relevant. I don't know. That's my argument for hip hop. I don't know if anybody else.
We had Black Sheep, X Clan, Chuck D.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
List the real motherfucking legit rappers and shit. Yeah.
I love me some X Clan. I'll be listening to them now.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't understand or know what X Clan was talking about either. I like, if you back in the days, you just listened to the beats. You didn't really hear what Brother J was talking about. You didn't hear what PXO was talking about. Was the shit.
Hell yeah, he was the shit.
And you didn't even know that Sonny Carson, that was an activist before his son came along, and he was PXO. His father had written a book and talked, and that was in New York in the late 60s, early 70s. The Education of Sonny Carson, the Miseducation of Sonny Carson. It's a crazy old school movie too. Go check it out. Sonia Thrower says, all over it, more in the white. She said all over it, more white in the projects in the South. I don't know. I get behind. That's why I say I try to keep up, because I don't know what people are talking about, because we be speeding through it. Jesse says, facts, Kev. It was the same in my neighborhood as well. She said, where are they getting the grenades at? That's what I'm saying. If because I hear a lot of shit coming off the streets, and I'd be like, word on the street is. So if I hear, hey man, they finna drop off. If I met a youngster, would be like, hey, say school. That's what they call us. Hey, school. Man, I know where they gonna drop them guns off at tonight, bro. You give me $50, I'll take you with me. $100. I'll be like, shit, okay. Let's go. I'm going. I'm getting me some. Kamar, you muted.
I was gonna say, how about I give you 150 to bring me one back?
Yeah, I don't think I want to go, because if that little nigga
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I want to go
because I don't trust him to bring shit back to my house. I need to grab my own. I can't have him. He came. I got to cut the middleman out, Kamar. At least when I go the first time he go, and I just peep the location, I might pull up and pull off. But next month, every month, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be driving around that place. Like I done caught now. My home, getting some of them grenades, man. Fuck that. A said, when we at those meetings, it's a lot of intellectual masturbation. Ooh, intellectual masturbation. Public at that, right? That's what I'm saying. So, Ace, you've been at one of them meetings, man, where, and I get it, man. I totally do. And listen, this is what I'm saying. I don't want to disregard anybody's contribution. But if I'm coming to a meeting and it's for something specific, then I'm going to go for that. But now if you say we just having a forum, an open forum where brothers can get up and, but you don't go to that meeting thinking you're going to leave there with any real change. You just like, man, this was a good time, because sometimes it's good to just chop it up and network. We're not really being specific, but I don't need you getting up talking about what happened in the Sudan. All we trying to do is say yes or no to this referendum, brother. Like, I'm sorry. I don't, you losing me. And I like that though. Intellectual masturbation. She said, I grew up on Monroe Street and then on 23rd and Keith where we was robbed. A lot of people have been robbed on 23rd and Keith. I'm not familiar with Monroe, but I know 23rd and Keith. Yeah. People have been robbed over there. That's an area where robbery tends to happen. Break-ins, rob on the street, mugs coming from the store, just in general. Yes, a dangerous area. He said, Jesse said, yeah, that's in every city. You'll always find some niggas on some bullshit. And I think it's funny now when I be listening to all these rappers who been on tour and who are supposed to be these big time gangsters. A lot of them will tell you about Milwaukee. A lot of them will say, man, I was in Milwaukee one time, man, them niggas acting a goddamn fool. That's why, like, we hate on ourselves from Milwaukee. Like, we be like, oh, this punk ass Milwaukee. I'm from nationally, as some of them dudes did, but like, man, them niggas in Milwaukee crazy than a motherfucker, man. I was listening to that Scarface talk about Tupac. The whole incident with Tupac when he got chased out the hotel, and he said Tupac was telling him, I'm finna go down here and fight. Scarface was like, man, these Milwaukee niggas just shoot your ass. You better stop playing. It's a dangerous place, man. There's some areas up here you don't want to fuck around with. That ain't being no coward.
You know what though? The other night though, Kev, I think I was down there. You know what Hodge is at on 21st and Hopkins?
21st and Hopkins. Yes.
Yeah, down the street. You know what Hopkins and Burline intersect?
Yes,
I think it was like maybe. I think it was about 1:30 in the morning. I was at the gas station. I started to go live and take a picture for you, but I was like, nah, niggas might think I'm the police. I'll be out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see nobody out there on shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is trying to get their gas. I've seen a couple little niggas with 30s on them, though, but, I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't nothing. Little youngsters just roaming the streets with firearms. Hey. So,
it ain't got nothing to do with me, though.
Well, no, but if he get to busting at somebody and you driving down the street and he miss and hit you, then
it got a lot to do with it.
Well, goddamn right. So, and that shit happens all the time. So I don't, I knew a brother who said, man, it wasn't Kev. I got shot in my head. I was just driving down the street and two dudes was having a shootout. Next thing I know, I woke up in the hospital. I had been in a coma for like 5-6 months. I had worked with him and he walked in. He was, disabled. Like, man, I didn't have anything to do with it. I'm literally driving down the street somewhere over in that area that you just mentioned, somewhere over there, which is ironic. He said, this is Ace Cool. He said, we never come up with any solutions. This is true. We talk a lot about the problems. That's where the program shifts at. Like when we do get together and we be so eager to share how frustrated we are, brothers do want to get up and just tell you, like, hold on, man, we got to solve one problem at a time. Can we just do this? No, see, because you ain't trying to hear what I'm saying. My problem is a bigger one. We should be looking at this. And we seen that argument with the hotspot. Was it the liquor? Was it the drugs? Was it the EBT food stamp scandals? Well, I think allegedly the EBT thing brought it down. I believe there's federal charges forthcoming in that situation, but you ain't heard it from me. Don't tell nobody.
One thing black people didn't have no goddamn business arguing back and forth about was whether they gonna vote for Trump or not. Period. And I'm standing on that, man. That should have been that should have been a united front, man. Anybody but Trump. Motherfucker, I vote for Scooby Dooby Doo before I vote for that motherfucker, man.
I agree with you.
It was, but it became convoluted by the fact of the candidate that we were presented with. She presented such a quandary for Black America because we looked at her, and it took me some time to process why people were the way they were, or felt the way they felt. But I can kind of look at it now and say I kind of get it because we felt like once again they were trying to tell us, no, this is who y'all vote for because she's one of y'all and she's really not. And so when you do that to people, they tend to get resentful. So you can't tell me what the fuck to do. Right. So the candidate was the issue.
You got to be wise enough to stand on code, though. Every nigga in the United States know what Donald Trump about, and if they don't, they are Tim Scott. And I think Tim Scott and Byron Donald both know who that motherfucker is. They just so whitewashed and they just want some of that money so bad. They'll go out there and tap bands and tell them lies.
Did you see that?
Agree.
Did you see that they're not going to, like, he tried to get the hush money trial postponed, the sentencing, and they said no, he's still going to be liable for the financial settlement for sexual assault. Now, this judge in this hush money thing has said he's not going to jail, which for me, that was the end of the conversation. He ain't going to jail. Right. I don't know.
That nigga get away with so much shit. I can't believe it.
I don't know how you get 34 felonies convicted in one trial and you don't even go to the House of Correction. His first 6 months should be at the House of Correction here in Milwaukee. Like,
you a damn.
I'm for real. Like, how you?
No, it's funny though, because
34 felonies.
Yeah, they was all in on it together, including the Democrats. The Democrats didn't fight and say, "Look here, man, this son of a bitch." They didn't go to the Supreme Court.
No,
this motherfucker can't be president. He caused the insurrection. They brought it up, but they didn't fight for it. All they did was bring it up. When the Republicans fight the shit, they go out there and they be like a motherfucker, like 50 appeals and shit. After they get found convicted of shit. So they be avoiding subpoenas and shit and don't go to court. Rudy Giuliani still ain't gave them black bitches that.
Well, Giuliani finna go to prison himself, so he ain't, Giuliani is he's a done deal. But
he still don't want to give them black women. No, I didn't mean to call them bitches. He still ain't gave them the shit that he owed.
But you know what, though? Even with maybe the Democrats and Kamala didn't do a good enough job. Obviously, they didn't, because it didn't turn the tide amongst white voters or Latino voters to remind people how serious January 6th was. Like, the Democrats kind of rested on their laurels, like, hey, well, we know, number one, the black people always vote for us. And they know, like, there should have been a presentation. I should have seen that in way more of her commercials. Like, she was talking about bullshit in her commercials. My commercials would have been footage of that shit. Like, do y'all want to go through this again? This is the same dude who did it. They dropped the ball. So now we left to deal with this. And his inauguration is coming up this month. So we finna see. Let me get the chat room. Jesse says, right, I'm not your op. And I get it. Some dudes might think that, but I'm not your enemy, man. Like, I ain't stole nothing from you. I ain't the one who did nothing to you, but I get it. You see me, you like, well, whoever can get it. But that's wrong. And that's a mentality that needs to be shifted. Mama Jenkins says, same here. That's why I don't go to these so-called group meetings. Plus, they have sick-ass people that don't have a clue about the issues at hand. That camera, man, I'm going to be on the news. I went viral. Look, I was at this press conference. It'd be a show, man. And shout out to the people who out here really about this shit, because I don't want to diminish them or their contributions. But a lot of times it's a show. And I've seen it. I've seen it where I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I already know who it is. Like, oh shit, so-and-so and so here. Here we go. And so it's just an act. But, there's some people who are really grassroots bound, that are dedicated and passionate. But Lord have mercy, is there some tomfoolery going on? I've seen it. Somebody there just trying to sell goddamn koofies and shit. He just there, hey, brother, try my natural scents and shit. You selling incense? Fuck you doing, man? Come on, man. I mean, get your money. Dashikis for sale that are made in Vietnam, right? This from Ghana. Yeah, right.
Dang.
Right. We know that it's a game, man. It can be a hustle. I'm not knocking. Let me stop, because people see, Kev, you say you're gonna leave divisiveness behind. I did say that, and then I started talking about people again and shit. See how he is? See how he is? He said, Jesse said, I seen videos of them doing that in Chicago, dropping off crates of guns. You seen the actual videos? I never seen the videos. I seen the stories. I seen a CNN report on the Chicago thing, and I've seen it. Some of the gang members from LA from back in the 80s talk about it, but I never seen no video.
So Kev, is it any immigrants? That's what I wanted to ask you earlier. Is it them non-talking immigrants and shit? Do you be seeing any in Milwaukee? Because Chicago got a Venezuelan problem real fucking bad, man. And them motherfuckers think they tough too. Them motherfucking vice lords and them GDs and BDs be on their ass though.
Well, Chicago a bigger city than Milwaukee.
It is, but I mean, in terms of like the I don't encounter them. The foreigners and immigrants that I encounter mostly in Milwaukee are business owners. They own gas stations. They own restaurants.
They've been there.
Well, I'm just saying. You asked me like the non-talking, and a lot of them talk in their native language because I go in the Arab store, I go in the liquor store, they talking to each other. I'm like, man, I wonder what the fuck they're saying, but let me get my beer and get up out of here. So that's who I encounter. I don't encounter, and if I got to complain about immigration, I would say for those individuals to be given preference and be given all kinds of leeway to start the businesses the way they do and pass them along to each other and empower themselves. That's what I have a problem with. It ain't really about
the whole building.
It ain't really about me saying, oh, because you from India, you shouldn't be able to get no money. I'm saying, well, shit, if he can come over here from over here, then I should be able to do that from over here while I'm here.
Most of those cities that you see with a large population of the Ewok, those are sanctuary cities. Even Chevy said he welcome them here too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, everybody ain't telling you what's going on with the nitty gritty. Don't think them people. Don't think it was just money. You know what I'm saying? The federal government had money allocated for those people. Those cities got that money. Those states got. Yes. You know what I'm saying? They got money. Follow the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers will put it out here and be like, oh, they just coming over there, they taking up all this and all that. That's what they telling us. We don't know the biscuits and gravy of it. You know what I'm saying? That was about money. You know what I'm saying? How you think they was able to get them people housed and they was getting $9,000 a month, giving them food stamps and all that? They helped with the economy. You know what I'm saying? Don't think they was getting that money and that they weren't putting that money back in the city, goddammit. But you know what I'm saying? When you got people on the outside looking in, they be like, you hear black people, well, we're not getting that and this, that, and the other. I don't give a fuck if they wanted to give it to you with their heart and soul. It wasn't allocated for you, my guy. It was allocated for those people. You know what I'm saying? And then, so, like I said, that was about a money thing, man. See, we just be listening to what they tell us, because this is like with poverty. Like, we always talk about poverty. Man, the United States could stop poverty overnight if they want to. You see how they was passing out the motherfucking stimulus checks, unemployment and all that. You know what I'm saying? But if you put too much money in the economy, it'll unbalance it.
Right.
Poverty is money. Everybody,
reparations was allocated to us back when Abraham Lincoln said the fucking was and shit, but they never gave us our shit.
It was proposed, but it wasn't allocated. It was proposed, but it wasn't allocated.
I don't know how true that is. See, I can't go off the ifs and the buts and the this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people talk about that, but if it was meant to give,
there to see the paperwork. Shit.
Yeah, if it was meant to give to us, they probably would have gave it to us. That's just like when people, don't get me wrong, I know we owe something, but for some reason, the United States don't want to hold up to the horrible injustice that was done for some reason. That's like when I first started talking to Kev about the situation, I was like, we need to be angry, and angry ain't got to acting out.
You can't really. You say they owned up to it with the Japanese internment camps. They gave it to them. They've given Jewish people. They've given Native Americans. It's not. But you can't say they don't want to own up to it. They have. It's just when it comes to us. But hold on.
Yeah,
once again, I believe one of the reasons why we haven't received it and it's been taken more serious is because we haven't delineated. We haven't identified who should absolutely actually get it. Because if you're going to say every person of color, no, hell no. You have to whittle that thing down. You got to get it to the people who can prove that they are multi-generational. Like when I said, how can we be illegal immigrants when we can go all the way back at this point to great, 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 great grandparents? Me, myself, can go back 5 generations of grandparents. Like, you can't say we're illegal immigrants. You got to say we're Americans.
My last name says that, goddammit, I'm the descendant of a slave. My last name ain't got no damn Mufasa type ring to it.
Mufasa.
Well, I didn't listen. I didn't listen.
People is on the Walker file.
I didn't, like you said, mean like, oh, we are illegal, but illegally we were stolen. Goddamn it, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that don't make us illegal immigrants, though. Well, that means we're prisoners. Right? That don't mean we're illegal immigrants.
No viruses in Africa, Kev.
You sure? I thought it was something in Soweto. Oh no.
And Ken, you know what? Africa, I was listening to a
I'm gonna have
documentary
to
on
check their
Africa.
phone book. I'm gonna have to look in the African phone book and see if I can find
I was
something.
listening to I was looking at a documentary on Africa, and Africa was talking about their old reparations for the slaves that were taken from Africa, and I could see that a little bit.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying? Because wait, hold on, let me finish. Because those people that were taken from Africa, they were skilled people. You understand what I'm saying? See, we like I said, they tell us what they want us to know. But it was good documentation. Them motherfuckers kept immaculate documentation because they had to insure their cargo. You understand what I'm saying? So those people that came over here were skilled people. They were blacksmiths, artisans, things like that. So the people in Africa was talking about, if those people were never taken from Africa, you don't know what type of contribution that those people could have contributed to Africa. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear, but check this out. So first of all, Africa is a continent, right? It's not one country. So when people say Africa was saying, well, we got to talk about who was saying it. Because I guarantee
the people in Nigeria, Nigerians.
So then they have to look at who colonized them. The United States didn't colonize them. Therefore, if the loss from slavery is on deck, then they got to go after other countries. They got to do a world tribunal. What we're talking about is the United States of America, the power that it has become, the power nation that it has become. The people who built it and established it for free was us here, the slaves here. So if Africa won't reparations, go to the World Council, right? Go to the UN, the United Nations, and put a case in. But go after everybody who colonized you: France, China, Italy, Spain. Don't come over here talking about, hey, we going at the United States. No, y'all get y'all's, we'll get ours. Because at this point, we are Americans. We're not Africans. We have African heritage, as you so beautifully spoke on a couple weeks ago. Yeah, there's some DNA, but I'm an American. Point blank. Yeah, I'm black, but I'm an American. So pay us. I'm not worried about no tethers. Pay us. If you can trace your family lineage to some slaves in the South, you get a check. Not everybody else. Hey, I'm mixed, and my people came over here in the late 50s from tether. You're not part of this. You got to be able to trace it back to the slaves. Go ahead.
From Rosewood to Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Where black people had shit going on, that didn't get no help. They built that they got it like from their own bootstraps and shit. Motherfuckers in Black Wall Street had trains, they had cabs, their own hospital, and their own bank. White man, they fuck that. These motherfucking niggas doing too good. They burnt the shit motherfucking down. Yeah. And you know what? Up until this day, I'm telling you, not too long ago, my sister just tried to sell her. She did sell her house, but when they offered her $430,000 for the house. You know what I'm saying? But they walk in and they see a picture of me in there, my mama and shit like that. So she got another appraisal and she took all our pictures down and let her white friends pretend like that they were selling it. It went up another $125,000.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So they cheat us out of shit still. Everything we do, they still try to tear it down. Every little inch that we try to get, these motherfuckers still want to have their feet. Motherfuckers need to see that shit.
Yeah, but black people
stop thinking that was in the past. That shit ain't in no past. They still do that shit.
We need to understand, though. I love it. I love every time somebody references Black Wall Street because the entire story is not told. Black Wall Street was actually rebuilt and established as what it was. You know what killed it? Integration. We stopped shopping with us. Oh, yeah, they did burn it down. They did bomb it, which is another reason that we can justify reparations. But it was reestablished. Obviously, not in the same fashion in terms of being a unicorn. As times moved on, there was, we were able to spread out a little bit, but it was actually finally by integration. Because we stopped shopping. The same.
There's wanting to be next to them. But yeah, my fault, man. My bad.
No. Because when we go into Bronzeville, Bronzeville was this great black community where black people shopped with black people. I loved riding the 19 down what's now MLK when I was young with my mother because it used to be called 3rd Street. and she told these stories about how both sides of the street was lined with nothing but black businesses because we couldn't shop anywhere else. So that was the spot, that was the place to be. That whole area, Walnut, MLK, all down MLK, 3rd Street, North Avenue. Those, you see these buildings now, they're sitting there. They used to be black-owned businesses. But when the integration came and they said, y'all can start shopping downtown, or y'all can go to Northridge now, y'all can go to Mayfair, or y'all can go to Bayshore, we stopped shopping down there. We stopped going. So
that wanting to integrate shit's still a problem right now today.
yeah.
You can go to the Waffle House or somewhere, wherever, just name anywhere, the Cracker Barrel, and you sitting down and the waitress keep walking past you and shit. Man, get the fuck up and leave. Don't be sitting there. Yeah, you wanna be accepted by this place that's disrespecting you and still get them your money. I'm not gonna argue with no motherfucker disrespecting me. I'm getting up. We
want to be accepted by white America so bad though, and we really do. We really do. The reason I say we do though, Ewok, because I don't want the police pulling me over ready to walk up to me with their hands on their gun. They don't do the white man like that. I don't want to be walking through the store and a motherfucker looking at me like I'm about to steal something. I want to be able to go wherever part of Milwaukee or wherever I go, and not the white people not looking at me like that.
Dion, maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't wear your ball cap turned to the side with a toothpick in your mouth. You look like you're gonna steal something, buddy. I don't care what you say. You look urban. I'm watching you. He's got his ball cap turned to the side. No, for real, you do.
You're confusing the word acceptance with equality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But they gotta accept me, motherfucker. But I want equal.
We want to be treated equal, but in order for them to treat us equal, they have to look at us as human beings. And to this day, they still don't. Anytime they say you talk articulate, or y'all neighborhoods are so, or you're this, or you're not like them. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to dissect
use the word
me from,
you're articulate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to dissect me from,
hold on
from
now,
my
y'all.
people.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Some of us are articulate and some of us aren't. Let's hold on now. Let's be
don't
fair.
Need to be told that, though.
Well, hold on now, goddamn it. Now you done messing people. Some of them you love that can't talk worth of shit. Now there's some dudes who you say, when you get out the car, Ernest, you say, let me do the talking. Because he gonna get up in there on some mumble mouth shit. You want somebody who's well spoken. It's a thing to be articulate.
We
to
don't
be
use
able to
the word
speak.
against we don't use the word with each other. We don't say, hey, bro,
yeah, but we know when that motherfucker ain't articulate. So you say, like I said, man, let me do the talking.
That nigga can't talk worth a day.
Right. Or how the sisters be like, they'll be like, you're so pretty for a black girl. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of little negative connotations that they be saying to us. You know what I'm saying? And no, for real though. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. But I look, small things. Listen. There's only two things I can control. One is my attitude. One is my effort. All the rest of the shit I don't worry about. And I know when I've been violated on either one of them. I know when my effort not being respected. I know when my attitude is straightened and don't need to be checked. So I can move around when it gets that serious, then I know it's time for me to move around because I can't win by acting a fool. So my effort and my attitude leads me to say it's time for me to get the fuck up out of here. I don't all that small shit or you try to slip an insult in or you try to shoot a barb. Yeah, white people. Hey, Cav, yeah, I see you got your homies with you. You gotta let that shit. Hey man, hold on. I don't fuck with you like that.
Homies, what?
I don't fuck with you like that, Bob. Don't. That's why I don't make small talk. How's your cat? How's Helen? No. Hey, Mr. Barnes. Hey, how you doing? To my office.
I know you said, how's your cat?
I don't even like cats. No, Jesse, we don't have the Tanner gun show. Well, maybe they do. I don't take ventures into northern Wisconsin and especially looking to go and purchase firearms. They say there's good deals. Why you don't go to northern Wisconsin? To go get a gun? Why? To go get a gun?
I mean, but it's free. You that's your Second Amendment right. You're not a fella. You should be able to go anywhere. Why you don't go there? Because you feel uncomfortable.
Not necessarily. Necessarily, but Dion, why do I need to go to northern Wisconsin? I just go to the gun stores that's around here.
What's wrong with going there though? You should be able to go anywhere.
I said I don't. I didn't say you shouldn't go. I didn't say you can't go.
I can't. I can't go. I'm just saying, but what's wrong with going there? You should be able to go anywhere you want.
I prefer to go to the store. I prefer to go to the store. I don't. See, once again, I don't want to put myself in a situation because I don't want to go up to this place with all these white people to get a gun and something happen. It ain't about being uncomfortable. It's about being aware. When I know where to go and get whatever gun I want from locally. I don't have to go to buttfuck Wisconsin. I know what places to go and get them from
But what
around
if they
here.
got this special firearm that you want and it's up there and they're having, they have gun shows all the time.
Yeah, I don't typically go to gun shows. I mean, that's asking me like why I don't go to RC conventions.
But it's because you feel uncomfortable.
It's because I don't want to go. If I wanted to go,
why would you want to go though, Dion? That goes back to the earlier.
Because you should be able to go anywhere you want to go.
I tell you what,
you shouldn't go where the fuck you feel uncomfortable at.
I tell you what,
you feel like, why would you go?
My brother and I would venture out, and later on, my son and I would venture out to Cabela's, which is outside of Jackson, which is fairly north. But I knew, well, it's a trick. You ain't walking there, and you ain't no bus that go there. You need a whip. And so we would go. We knew that the level of service would be callous. We never spent no money. I think when I was me and my son used to really go on. After the pandemic, we used to go on scavenger hunts to find bullets. So me and him would go in all Dunham's, Fleet Farm, everywhere trying to find bullets. And sometimes we ended up in Cabela's. If they had the bullets that I wanted, I would go up there and get them and come on back home. But I knew where I was at. I knew what the potential was for craziness. That's why I had to be on my P's and Q's and aware at all time. I wasn't blowing no blunt. My plates wasn't bad. You muted, Kamar. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, you gotta be on point like that. You know what I'm saying? When we was down in Branson, Branson is a Trump town, and they let it they let it be known. God damn it, like they got stores to sell Trump shit, Trump memorabilia. They decorate their houses like the holidays, like Trump. You know what I mean about Trump? And the restaurants, you go to the restaurants, they selling Trump memorabilia. I mean, we was in the restaurant about to see. Well, if they had anything for us or whatever, where we could work out or whatever. But I'm seeing all this Trump stuff around here, and I start feeling a little uncomfortable. Like, I don't know if I want to eat here. You know what I mean? I'm looking around. Ain't no black people here. Ain't even no Mexican people in here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you just have to be like that because, like, I hate to be a motherfucker that go down there, eat at a place like that, and they be done did something to my drink or something. You know what I mean? Now I'm fucked up forever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to be on point.
You hear me all the time. You hear me all the time when I be like, man, I'm about to go down south. Because I go to them little Peckerwood towns. And going down there, leaving at nighttime, I learned my lesson. I said, I'd never come through Mississippi. I remember the first time I went to New Orleans. I left from New Orleans coming back to Milwaukee at 1 o'clock in the morning. Not thinking, nigga, you coming through Mississippi. Nigga, woo! I feel the fear right now in my heart. You talking about a nigga that was scared? Because all I'm thinking about is I seen eyes on the side of the road. But I shouldn't have to feel like that, Kevin.
Hold on, too. Hold on. Let me straighten this out, too. Because the question he asked me was related to firearm purchases. And I want to tell you this. My purchasing of firearms, I take very seriously, right? And I'm very, very conspicuous. So what I do is I purchase what I purchase legally, because I believe when you go to these gun stores, these gun conventions up north, you got to understand who's there. There's these militia people. There are extremists, right wing and left wing. And then there's a lot of Fed action going on, writing the names down of who's showing up purchasing. So those feds are smart enough to say, why is this nigga from Milwaukee coming all the way up to Ashwaubenon to buy this particular pistol? So even though they might not pull me over, they might not do anything, but they're going to put my name on a list. I prefer not to be on that list. Now, people say, Kev, when you buy from a store, your name go on the list anyways. I think that's different from federal kind of like investigation, specific federal investigation where they got to open a file.
I can agree. I agree.
So that's another reason why you don't see me. I don't play that game with them too much where I'm.
But they don't want no ID when you go to the gun show. It's like, hey,
that's why I don't want to go. That's why I don't want to be involved in that whole cycle. I'd rather do it the way they say it's supposed to be done, even though they could do whatever they want in terms of regulating and say, yeah, we know you got one because you bought it from the store. We came to your front door to get it. It's all kinds of pratfalls, because the bottom line is we talking about guns. We talking about guns. Guns kill people. You know?
But yeah, but just like how Bull was saying, he was down in Missouri. How I be traveling. Why should I have to? Why? Because I'm black. I gotta feel uncomfortable because these people have been in a position.
Yes.
I don't think it should be that way.
Well, it shouldn't be, but it is.
We all don't think that shit.
But it is.
It shouldn't have been that way for 500 years.
Exactly, and I'm sick of that shit.
You better get a pill. You better smoke some weed or something. Hey, you better smoke some weed or something to make you feel a lot better about it. Let me close the chat room because we're about to jump off. Jesse said, I've been to several of those community meetings here in Denver and Aurora. He's talking about where you see it turns from, at first there's this energy and this positivity in the room, and then it turns into this kind of thing where it's like, wait, hold on, when it's turned into a concert? Because somebody got to get up and say, I got a song on my heart I'd like to present to y'all. Here we go. I feel like a motherless child. And it's like, oh, shit, man. What happened? He said it always ends in a bunch of, I don't even know what word that is. And time wasting babble. A plebiscite? I don't know. Plebiscite? Okay. I ain't seen that one before. Sonia Thor says Trump has Alzheimer's. She said she's a nurse and she can recognize it. He said, right, they know they illegal and they just ain't doing nothing about it. He's talking about when I said the government knows where they are. He agreed with me. He said, we're not illegal. He said, we FBAs, DOAs, and freemen are the only non-immigrants here. But we're certainly the only cultural identity that was established by America. Like America didn't come up with Italians. They didn't come up with Chinese or Japanese. They came up with black people. That's what this country created. They created us, our cultural identity. And you know, that's just how I feel. Jesse says, nah, they lost that through war and they got paid for them states too. Okay, talking about Mexico. He said the Canadian Prime Minister just resigned. So maybe Trump is on to something. Let's go get Canada. Start selling lotto tickets. He said, right, all hip hop is not negative. The power of street knowledge. I think he's talking about when I got off into, like I said, we kind of lost our way with that music a little bit, which the balance made it valid though. It was so much balance I don't think these kids get enough balance. I think everybody agrees to that. And I think it was even stated by Ernest saying that we had so much different hip hop. He said rip to PXO, Sonny Carson's son, and Sugar Shaft. Yeah, Sugar Shaft died of AIDS early. She said he is white. Them youngsters know where to get them guns or where they should be stashed. I probably will never find out then because I don't be with them like that. Says shit. This is Ace. Says shit. What about the pedophile Matt Gaetz that he tried to make his attorney general? It was a bunch of questionable people in that cabinet. Man, off top. We see how this shit is going.
We got to start realizing, man, that this shit ain't. These motherfuckers ain't playing by no constitution, no nothing no more, man. These motherfuckers just doing what they be doing and shit.
Yeah, I agree. That money
got. This motherfucker Trump got WWF wrestlers and shit in his cabinet and shit.
What you gonna do, brother? Ace Cooley said Trump gonna pardon Rudy Giuliani. He's already, yeah. I guess he could. I don't know.
He can only pardon people with federal crimes, not state.
Well, yeah. Rudy Giuliani had the RICO Act. Yeah, the RICO Act. He probably will pardon him. I think they had a disagreement, though. I think they went different ways, so I don't know if Trump is going to save him.
Trump can't even pardon himself out of that money he owed that woman that he got found guilty for the motherfucking sexual assault charges with. He can't even pardon his way out of that shit. He owed that lady that money.
Sheila Nett said, and there we go, all applications should take off the question, are you a felon? I believe that too. Now especially. You can't tell me shit. 34 felonies at once? And you say, well, he ain't gonna do no time. Never, ever in the history of everdom has that ever happened. 34 felonies. And he ain't gonna do no time. And he tried to get the sentencing delay. Like, hold on, don't do it. Like, fuck that. You get your
I
probation,
ain't
man.
got no felony, and he still got the vote for himself. They said that he get the vote. They be changing the rules when it come to Trump. I don't know how they be coming with this magical motherfucking. It's in the Constitution shit that was never there shit for Donald Trump. Man, this shit is crazy if you pay attention.
It is.
He still got to vote for himself after his conviction. They said, well, he can still vote for himself because he hasn't been sentenced yet. No, you're a convicted felon after the conviction.
So you shouldn't even be able to
says
vote.
it right there in the law.
So you
in the
shouldn't
law,
even
it
be
says
able to vote.
convicted felon.
Yeah.
They moved the goalpost talking about some. Well, it don't really kick in until after sentencing.
This shit just getting started.
They
Y'all
making
buckle
shit
up,
as
man.
they go.
It's just getting started. Y'all buckle up. Ace Cooley said, fuck that, Kev. Them motherfuckers hate us. Most of them voted Republican. They can take money from our community and to send home.
Ain't worried about
Meanwhile, they will shoot a black child over a candy bar. I'm not fucking with them Arabs and East Indians. They all against the FBA. Well, don't shop there. That's not the statement that we can make to them. The thing is, we still shop there. And as a person who's part of my activism was confronting them for some of the things they was doing in the communities, and to be confronted by black people who would say, leave our Arabs alone. They cool. Y'all get y'all ass out of here. They was against us. So, hey, you like them apples. The United Nations is part of the problem. Number one, we don't have any representation there. At this point, the UN is being ran by AIPAC, which is the untouchables. I said Africa can go to them. I didn't say our gripe is with the United States government. We don't got to go to the UN. Our gripe is with this country. We got to put our money where our mouth is and let it be known. Look here, man. It's 10. It's after 10. We're going to get out of here. I had much more. I actually had way more shit to talk about, but there's always Wednesday. There's also Wednesday because we got to kick Skip. We got to kick his back in versus the sex scandal over at Fox. Fox going on right now. Some freaky deaky going on over there.
Fox 6?
Not the Fox Sports Network, the Fox News, Fox Sports. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, $1.5 million lawsuit. It's a whole freaky deaky young P Diddy joint going on over there. Skip walk around filling on booties and offering $1 million for some punani. So we'll talk about that Wednesday.
That's my type of guy.
And this issue keeps coming up every time I see all these things we put in the People's News Network about black people who have white mates. I know we've talked about it plenty of times, but it's still a hot topic. You got Geraldo Rivera jumping out the window, people ribbing on Eve, people talking about the picture of Alice Walker who wrote The Color Purple. She was with a white man, and just like that. So we'll get on that. But last but not least, I do want to close the show by talking about Kirk Franklin. So let me ask this, Kamar. I know you had your event last Saturday. You got anything else coming up this week?
I do want to close the show by talking about Kirk Franklin.
Somebody giving me an echo. Somebody need to turn the device off.
Saturday. That's me, man. I walked past. My bad.
Go ahead, Kamar. You muted.
No, I don't. I'll just be at the House of Vitality all week for the first full week in a couple weeks. So make sure y'all come on down, man. It's still cold out there. The immune system's fucked up. So come on, let's work on them immune systems. Come get you something good.
Yeah, you heard me hacking over here, boy. I'm man. But listen, this is funny because Kirk Franklin, who we've discussed on the show plenty of times, right? And I've talked about this dude just twerking on stage. Like, he's got on a woman's business pantsuit, and he got high heel boots on, and he's just shaking and shaking and twisting and twisting and shaking and shaking. And he sings gospel music, or what they call inspirational music, right? So, once you say that, I'm singing about God, this is a spiritual thing, and I'm going on and I'm representing. I don't get it twisted, because I want you to be entertained, but I want you to get the word somewhere in this message. And somebody somewhere must have gotten at Kirk, because if you look in the People's News Network, he is in there saying he's apologizing, right? He's saying, sometimes I just play too much. Sometimes I be doing too much. Looking back at my antics on stage, I apologize to everybody, because I get up there. He said we be joking around backstage, and we have all this energy, and then I get out there, and then I just do too much. And he was like, I just be playing around, but I realize now that it offends people, I didn't hear him say he wasn't gonna do it no more, but he said he recognized some of the clothing that he's wearing and some of the dancing that he's doing is a bit much. Now, I'm still would have to talk to somebody who is of religious ilk to get clarity on this, because in some religions, specifically in Black religions like Christianity and all these, they talk about dancing. And I grew up in a Baptist church where old women the mothers of the church, when they get the Holy Ghost, get up and start straight crip walking. And I didn't even know it was crip walking then. And so there's always been dance and make a joyful noise. I don't know if it amounts to twerking. I don't know if it amounts to him realizing that, hey, man, you really had on some girl clothes. And that kind of pushes a narrative that people already assume anyways, that you're gay and, you know, that this is a gay entertainment. The whole entertainment industry is on blast right now because you feel like everybody's gay. Every rapper, every singer, everybody, they're all gay. But I just thought it was interesting that Kirk Franklin came out and apologized. And I don't know. I'm not well versed enough to know what constitutes too much when it comes to how I want to celebrate. If I'm religious and I have a testimony and I want to get up and shout, and if I want to dance, I don't know. When do you say, well, Kevin, that's too much? If it's my testimony and it was something that happened that, as Ernest just said, moved the goalpost for me, then I may want to make a joyful noise and dance. But what's too much? Was he saying that he realizes he's putting on, that he's not, he's adding something to it? Or is he saying, okay, I'm misrepresenting the message that I'm supposed to be conveying? I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. But I know I've looked at some of the stuff he does sometimes and say, yo, that's a little suspect. But I can also say during my time growing up in a Baptist church, I've seen some choir directors who were very flamboyant, who did something similar, who've done went to the extreme of him twerking on an old lady, like when Kirk Franklin put his booty on the old, was the old gospel singer, the sisters. You made my day. I can't remember their names. He had one of them was singing and he backed it up on her, and she was looking kind of like, whoa. So y'all go take a look at it in the People's News Network. We can talk about it when we come back too.
We know that nigga guy.
Well, I don't know for a fact that he's gay. I can't, I don't know what's behind him.
I don't know that
the
Richard
clothes
Simmons was gay, or what's that guy named Luther Vandross.
But we don't know, right? We don't know. But there's some assumptions being made, right? But like I said, I just thought his explanation for it I realized, and I don't even know if he was being sincere, right? Like we don't even know, but I've long looked at some of the stuff he does and said, that's a little too much, right? How much is too much? But once again, I'm not the person who's going to sit here and tell somebody that they don't deserve the right to really celebrate when they receive a life-changing blessing. But me dressing up in some high heel boots with a woman's business suit on and then getting on stage twerking on the old lady, and it's all subjective. That's what we always say, Kamar. That's why we say we want to get rid of the GOAT conversations, because it's all subjective, right? Like some people might say there's nothing wrong with what he's doing. He's dancing for the Lord. What's wrong with that? Then some older people might say he need to sit his tail down somewhere. He know better than that. They ain't up there with them tight pants. His whole business in the community. We know that. So but I would say this. Do you, be you, right? But be accountable for what you do. So if you're going to get up there and twerk, if you're going to dance, if you're going to celebrate, however you carry yourself, even if you want to change, you got to admit to it before you actually change it, right? And maybe you don't want to change. Once again, I didn't hear him say he wasn't going to do it anymore. And I wouldn't put a mandate on him to do that, because then he's not being his authentic self. Maybe the ability to put a little something on it and do too much is the gift he was given, and that's why he got noticed in the first place. You never know. That's why you can't be quick to pass judgment on somebody, man. Anyways, man, we'll be back Wednesday, man. I hope y'all have a good week. Keep y'all head on a swivel. Prayers and condolences. Shout out to the homie Mikey Davis, Milltown Mikey Davis, who was under the weather. I seen he was in the hospital. Shout out to you, Mikey. Get better, my brother. Get better. And until Wednesday, man, I'll see y'all. The main thing you got to do, man, is Try to be more about action than you are with using words. You try to be the change you want to see. Because if your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution to it, you a coon. Peace and love, man. I'll see y'all Wednesday night.
Peace.